So, ich bin zurück. Hello and welcome. It's about to start now. So, welcome to the Grand Prix of Legends. We will jump in a few minutes over to the Discord server together with McVision, Paladin and Waffle, and I will have their stream in my stream as well. There will be a picture-in-picture mode. Welcome to the Grand Prix of Legends, which is a Grand Prix that is held annually. This is the second Grand Prix of Legends in TSU history, and I'm gonna give you a few kind of information, even though there is a nice description in this video. You can read it afterwards if you're interested, but here are some of the points. So some top players are personally invited by McVision, those who have made a name for themselves in their communities by dominating leaderboards, winning competitions, or showcasing outstanding racing skills. This is a sort of like where the best of the best compete to crown the ultimate champion. What you can expect in here is event updates and announcements, discussions with the fellow racers and fans, schedules and race format details, live stream and a race analysis at the end. For each game there is a wildcard entry reserved for a top player. However, everyone else is invited as well, because anyone has the chance to qualify for the Grand Prix of Legends. That was until 8 PM today, and yeah, we have already a full grid. Some of the wildcards have not made it, either due to some private related issues or health issues or some other things that might have happened to them, and they couldn't make it tonight. And yeah, and then we have the regular, in quotes, regular drivers from TSU who have qualified as well, and as you can see, we will probably have a full grid if nothing else happens. So yeah, stay tuned for the race. There will also be some raffles going on. There is a huge prize pool. The current prize pool is around 120 euros, which will be distributed among the top drivers. Pole position gets 5 euros, winner gets 50, second 30, third place driver will get 15, fourth place 10, and fifth place will get 5 euros. And the one with the fastest lap in the race will get 5 euros. And yeah, so there will be a couple of raffles after the race, and also a interview with the race winner, so stay tuned. I'm gonna hop into the voice chat with McVision, Paladin and Waffle, and I'm going to be mostly quiet. If something is happening on the track, you will see it in my stream, but you will get also the live comments from Waffle and Paladin as well, and eventually McVision. So yeah, stay tuned. They will be the main commentators for this race and this evening. See you, or yeah, I'm gonna switch there and then you can hear it for yourselves.
Cyber, du hast auch
Hello.
den Link, richtig?
I will get the link, yes. I'm already...
McVision, du meinst mit der Strategy, die willst du hier wirklich in den Chat reinschreiben?
Nein.
Oder was war das gerade?
Nein, nur wenn ich
Hab ich mich da verhört.
was wichtig ist, euch mit.
Okay.
Waffle.
Nice. I am just realizing now that let's go get all the important info first out of the way, and I'll need to quickly make a small change here in my setup. It's a little bit complicated today because we are dealing with a lot of things at the same time. So, what race mode will we have today? First of all, we will drive the Imola track, a very nice circuit, I have to admit, with a lot of different corners, 19 in total, although turn 1 and turn 19 are not really corners in my book, but that's something different. We have 10 invited wildcard drivers from different games, and the remaining positions will be filled or were filled or are filled. I'm not quite sure on the right on how to say it correctly, but yeah, the remaining positions are filled via the hot lapping server, and we have 2 qualifying laps and 43 laps race with fuel and tires. And speaking of fuel and tires, Waffle, what are we looking at? How many tires? What is the broad spectrum of strategies looking?
I mean, the easy part is that it's just 2 tires. We got a hard and a soft tire. The hard part is going to be the strategies that people will pick, since it ranges from 3-stop, it seems, all the way up to even 4-stop could be possible, but I see mainly maybe a 2-stop or the 3 stops as most viable. Yeah,
Okay.
so mainly maybe the hard will be a very popular tire, since it just lasts the longest, but we'll see. Some people might like the soft tire as well.
Good call, man. It's a tough decision, you know, with the softs. With the softs, it's I think no way.
Oh yeah, and the story might be right. It might be your camera mic instead of.
Yeah. But I have because I'm using the wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, and you weren't audible as well, Waffle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Professional streaming right here.
Professional streaming. I don't get why this isn't the. I fucking hate this. Okay. Yeah, but I think we'll. What is this? No, this is what I normally use. Why is this different at the moment? I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand. And I'm just doing it right now. Let's. I think I found it. I think I found the issue. Okay, now it should sound a little bit better, I hope. Okay. Once more, Waffle. Professional
I'll do it
streamers.
again.
Yeah. So we are looking at 2 laps qualifying, 43 laps race. There are two tire compounds, and Waffle, once more, please talk us through the different
Okay.
the different strategies that we can expect to see.
So this time the streamers can listen to me, right?
Yes, the problem
Okay.
is I used a different scene. I reused the scene, and I forgot that I didn't have the audio stuff set up there.
Okay, all good, all good. As I was saying before, we can expect mostly a 2-stop strategy or mainly some free stop strategies. It might be surprising to actually see a 4-stop, since it might be the most risky one or even just the slowest. But in total, we're looking at 2 tire compounds with this hard tire and a soft tire. Also, looking at the track, I feel like the hard tire might be more favorable, so we might see more hard stints than soft stints. And that way, maybe just 2-stop strategies or a
Yeah.
3-stop strategy if
Okay.
people prefer the soft one.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. McVision also wrote in the broadcast that the 3-stops, so 4 stints is a little bit faster, and the 2-stopper gives you a position advantage. So overall, we can expect some very interesting battles on track. And speaking of the track, here it is, beautiful Imola track. Thank you, Waffe, so much for doing these nice track presentations. I really love them. They look so good, and it just brings so much to the table. It's very cool. But I shut
you.
my mouth now, and let's enjoy the view of the track together. Yeah, track originally created by Lisco, and Cyberpunk reworked the track with the corner cutting penalty stuff, and McVision did a lot of the decoration around the track, and it is fantastic. I even printed out the sheet of the track map so that I can name the corners correctly. We have the 1-2-3 combo, that's the Variante Tamburello. Then we have the Villeneuve, which is the second chicane. Up the hill, Tosa, then Piratella. Down the hill, which is marked here with number 8. And then corners 10, 11, and 12 are Aqua Minerale. The last chicane, 13 and 14, are the Variante Alta. And the last 2 corners here, 16 and 17, or the last proper corners, let's call it that way, are the Rivazza. Do you like this track, Waffe?
It's a difficult track, I would say. I don't really like it that much, I think.
Okay, really?
Because for me, just in general, I don't like tracks that have a lot of fast sections and hard braking zones, which is what we have here on Imola mainly. But that also leaves room for a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Because mainly most of the parts, especially looking at the end of Sector 1, is very fast.
Yeah, true.
But that also means that there might not be too many options for overtakes in a corner, but mainly on the straights. That's probably where we're gonna see the most action. But who knows? We always might be in for some surprises.
I mean, not judging, but from my own experience, I mean, we raced in Imola on I think, was it on Group T Season 1? And I think, I mean, the Group T cars are a total different story than the GTE cars that we are using. But it is interesting that we are looking at a total different breed of cars, and I'm still thinking we will see main overtaking zone will be corner 1 and 2 into the chicane, although it's easier to defend there. I think the last 2 corners, 16 and 17, so the Rivazzas, are a good indicator, and I think if someone is smart around the end of Sector 1, as you already said, we will see some action there.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. 1 and 2 are very nice. 4 and 5 could even be a good setup for turn 6 as well.
Yeah, true.
Depending on how close people are.
You need to get really close there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we should have a look at track flyover, which is also done by you. It's fantastic. I like the camera work. You should maybe go and do a degree as a cameraman or something like this. In TSU,
Always
of
love
course.
camera work. I also like to just take photos and everything in my free time as well. When I'm
And here up the hill, very tricky corner to get correctly.
yeah.
It is. I always.
And that's
struggle
also the
a lot
case
there.
with the mistake part, because you're going outwards. It's so important to take as much speed through there as possible, because any compromise on the exit can cost on a straight then.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It is not so. It is not that straightforward. And here we are heading down the hill again into the two Rivazzas. This is I really like these two final corners because they are like nearly 90 degrees, and it just gives the end of the track such an interesting character, in my opinion. It is always fascinating to me. Hey Tiny, nice to see you. Oh, I am already hearing some weird stuff going on in the background, but we will ignore it for now. One thing I want to go over really quick. We have a big prize pool. There's a prize pool, €5 for the pole position, €50 for the winner, €30 for the second, 15 for third, fourth gets 10, fifth gets 5. The fastest lap also gets €5. So if you are very fast, you can get at least €10 with pole position and fastest lap. And then there will be a €5 random draw at the end, but I think that is then McVissen's task, not ours. So here we have the qualified drivers. First of all, we have charged. Then we have Grandi, Stealth, Odie Girls, Yomelli, Kosandari, Hendrik, Vispa, Igiyawa, Yuki Boy, Starreg, Exap, or XPPP, Palo, Mike Nike, Haku Brady, Frankie Perra, Angry Sim Racer, and Proporo. As you can see here in the screen, we have some wildcards. Charged is one, Palo is one, Radi is also one, Frankie, and Angry Sim Racer and Proporo as well. These are the invited drivers that showed up, or that said, hey, yeah, cool, I want to race here. Hello, you are. And let's go over the cars, and then I think the racing action soon is starting. We have the Ford GT LM, which has the best downforce and the worst power, so we can expect it to be very fast around faster corners, but like on slow corners, I think it struggles a bit. We have the BMW M8, my personal favorite car out of the bunch. It has the middle downforce and middle power, so it's maybe it's not a jack of all trades, but it maybe struggles in every corner situation a bit. But it's not the worst everywhere, so I think it's fine. And we have the V8 Vantage. That's the second best in downforce, so a little bit lower than the Ford, but has the second most power, so a little bit higher than the Ford. It's maybe in between together with the BMW. And then we have the Ferrari 488, which has the worst downforce but the highest power, so very fast around slow corners, very good at accelerating out of those. Okay, with that we are done with the cars. I will switch to something else. I will switch to track presentation again. And yeah.
As far as I can tell, I see a lot of Fords and Mustangs, basically.
And the Mustang is a BMW. That is
yeah, the BMW, basically. That's the two cars I can see the most at the moment on track, as they all prepare for the event.
Yeah, I think you are right. There are some Fords. Grandi is driving one, Hendrik is driving one, also Radi and Stealth. and Simracer and Whisper as well. There's even one Ferrari here, but this seems to be like the lonely Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari seems to be the rarity, but a lot of Fords I can see. And the and BMWs as well. And a couple of V8s, but yeah. The less presented cars are probably the Ferraris and the V8s.
I think we can have a look. It's time. We can have a look. Go together here in the spectator warm up a little bit. And what McVissen is currently telling us in the background is that Angry Sim Racer, and let me quickly find him on track here. Where is he? Here. The red car. Oh no, that was the wrong. I wanted to do this, and no, still wrong. This? Yes, exactly. Let's go a little bit more towards him. Yeah, Angry Sim Racer. This is his first time in a while driving TSU. He is a very good sim racer, as is expected of his name. He drives a lot of iRacing, Race Room, a lot of stuff like this. He qualified even for some events, and these are his first laps in this track and carbureted. Yeah, Iggy, thank you. Carburetor sliders unlimited, says Iggy, because I said CSU, because I wanted to say CSAT, but because Angry Sim Racer also drove very good in CSAT and Circuit Superstars. No, but these are his first couple of laps here, and he's not doing too bad. Currently 11th, beating Yuki Boy, Mike Nike, Odie Girls, and XPPP. And I expect a lot of him. He is very smart when it comes to racing. Of course, he likes to practice a little bit, so it would be surprising. It would be very surprising for me if he goes out there and beats everybody all of a sudden. But hey, it's very cool to see him return to the track, and I like this very
Would
much.
make for a good underdog story.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. That's a very good call. Let me quickly check if I have here the correct microphone set up. Yes. Don't need that anymore. I think that works. I'll go back to the track map. And yeah, now we can wait in awaiting silence. Yeah.
Now it's 16 racers at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So far I can see Mike, Whisper, Yuki, Grundy, XP. That's a new name for me. OD Girl, Stealth, Proporo, Hendrik, Frankie, M, Costanderi, Charge, Rady, Imeluku, Angry, and Igiava in the lobby.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a...
So not everyone who qualified is actually in the lobby at the moment, but we hope they will appear. But we're gonna start any moment.
The problem is today that some people who qualified, they got ill.
That sucks.
Yeah, like for example, J-Benz I think got ill, and by the way, XPPP is from Formula Boa, so he is one of the best players there, and he joined as a wildcard today, and it will be interesting to see what he's capable of. And I hope we can see great things from him. Currently, I have the correct microphone set up. I am really weirded out what Cyberpunk is writing here in our chat. But okay, it's...
I don't know. Maybe it's because you have a different microphone in Discord setup, but that's not really an issue right now.
I only have like, I mean, yeah, possible, but then it wouldn't know. I think he
But
means to stream. I am. Let's not make it so complicated right now. It's weird. Maybe it's like the settings that we discussed last time with the different filters that I use with the compression and the noise gate. Maybe that creates some weird sounds. Also, I basically the room where I'm broadcasting from can be qualified as a great hall. So it's we have. I am living in a very very old house that was built like I think 200 no not 200 140 years ago, something like this. And yeah, we have ceiling heights like I think it's over 4 meters and something like this. And this is
by the way,
very
we're
hard.
now starting with qualifying,
Oh ha!
just as a heads up.
Oh yeah! Oh nice. That's good. Very good. Oh, I like the scenery. It's the trees.
Yeah, it's very well done. It's always like I like to say with those tracks, they always feel like they don't feel like they were created by the community. They just feel like, yeah, they just belong here into the game.
Yeah, they have
So
so high
that's how good
polish.
they are. Yeah.
It is really, really, really incredible what the people here are capable of doing. By the way, in case you are wondering why you are hearing no engine sound right now, this is it's not a bug, it's a feature, and it's also not a bug in my stream because the cars are ghosted here, and so which makes it easier for qualifying. And with the ghosted cars, then TSU automatically assumes that there is no engine sound. So yeah, that is the reason why you aren't hearing some roaring engines right now. Although I have to admit personally, I never really liked the engine sounds of TSU that much. So I'm not that mad that you can't hear them from time to time. There are some cool setups, but it's not the best. Oh, Whisper with a second attempt here, fumbling the Variante Tamburello, losing a lot of time in the process. He is 1.8 seconds behind his PB, and I think that's it for his chance of scoring pole position. Right now, it seems like Charged is on a charge. By the way, where is he? Oh, Charged is driving
Yeah, Charges in front.
in a Gulf liveried Mustang that identifies as a BMW. Just to wrap your head around this, Waffle. Charged in the front. Really looking nice, this car. Yeah, by the way, there are not that many car models in the game, so that's why you see the Mustang here, and we always act like it's a BMW, basically.
Charge so far on pole position. Can anyone beat him? Doesn't look like it.
No,
Charge takes pole.
1:06.1. Three tenths behind next one, Grandi. OD girls with a very good time as well. Nice. That is
Strong
very
showing by
strict.
Charged already. It's
Yeah.
a statement right there.
Oh,
3 tenths
definitely,
ahead,
man.
right from the qualifying. That's someone who's ready to roll for the race.
Have a look. XPP. One of the wildcard drivers in P9. That is very, very cool to see. Somebody like him in the top 10 already. Radi also in the top 10. Proporo also P12. Angry Sim Racer. Yeah, I mean, it shows that he didn't that he didn't practice this a lot, but it's still a very good showing of him being up there competitive. You know, P13 is a very good position if you didn't do anything to prepare for the race. I have to admit, I have to say.
I mean, also to be fair, we have like all the way from P1 all the way down to P14. It's like roughly only 2 seconds of a gap. So there's not much room. They're
Yeah,
all basically very tightly knit together here in the
1.8 or
qualifying
something like
already.
this.
Good
Yeah,
time.
that's really good. I mean, you can see that people took a lot of time and put a lot of effort in there, and it's very nice to see this.
And why I'm saying 2 seconds is actually tight, that's mostly because Imola, as far as I could see through the track presentation and right now, seems to be mostly uphill. So, like I mentioned before, like any kind of mistake during corner or like later acceleration can cost you a lot during a lap. So, who knows who's gonna take this? Like after almost every corner, we have a little bit of an uphill, especially going towards the end of Sector 1 after the hairpin. People already guessing who's gonna win this.
Yeah.
Charged is definitely one of the favorites here, I can see.
Nestor is saying charged. Would be very interesting, guys, to see your prediction in the chat. Nestor is saying he's biased.
Based.
Yeah, so let
Very
us
based.
know who's your favorite for the win. I'll do you a favor. I show you the qualifying once more, even with the gaps activated, so that you can have a look yourself. I'm very generous right now. Also, Prost.
Prost.
Today beer of choice is Spaten. Hakup says Randy wins it. Not a bad call. Randy was very good in F1 last time out. But you know who won that race? Not Grandi. So yeah.
Shots fired.
No, it's not shots fired. I'm not biased. I want to see. I would really love to see Stealth win. Honestly.
I'm on the same boat there. I was going to say Stealth is kind of my favorite right now.
But
it would be nice.
Rooting for Stealth is playing Russian roulette with his internet connection, so DJ Kebab with the Frankie M as his favorite. I mean, everything can happen over 43 laps. I'm not judging you, mate. It's just very unlikely.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he's just getting warmed up and Frankie can power through the field. But yeah, let's see. Maybe we get some very nice midfield fights there. And as mentioned in the chat as well, yeah, OD Girls being new to the game, already up there on P3. Very strong premiere by him. And
it's technically not his premiere. Right. It's
outing.
not his. His outing, no. Oh, come on, Arthur. No. You are here to support me and not to stab me in the back. It's technically, I don't think it's his first race. He is. Oh, sorry. He is registered as a driver in the F1 series.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
True.
Yeah,
he was there already. Yeah.
So that's where his tech comes from, Audi, but I'm not quite sure if he had qualified. I think he qualified for Australia, and I think he raced there, but he wasn't that successful. Let's frame it like this. But honestly, I think he just practiced here a lot, and it would be nice to see him get some better results out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys.
The only name I will mention once here now will be that I'm missing a certain Frozeni in this Grand Prix of Legends.
Yeah, it's sad, but
Because with the lineup we have right now, it would be incredible
I mean, charge
to see all of these
pace,
fast drivers.
charge pace is definitely legendary.
Yeah.
But Froseni is just a legend in itself. Okay, race on. Ooh, that was very, very fast.
We are quick.
Okay, Charge is taking a commanding lead here. We have Grandi on hearts behind him. OD Girls already trying his best. A little collision there behind between Hendrik and I think that's Java. Indeed it is. We have Whisper. And let me activate the names over the cars so that you guys can see a little bit better what is happening. Oh, Hendrik pushing Stealth wide, or Stealth not getting the perfect exit here. And Stealth in the process losing 2 positions against Hendrik and Igiava, now under attack from Whisper. Yuki Boy shortly behind Whisper with XPPP there. Hendrik now going for an attack against OD Girls, but cancelling his attack shortly before the Variante Alta chicane. But OD Girls struggles on the exit, and Hendrik profits from that and goes into P3. Igiava,
Just gotta say quickly here, Charge with an amazing first lap. He's already up 2 seconds in the lead almost.
He's so far gone. We can't even see him if you're following like here P5 and P6. Igiava now trying his best against Stealth into the first chicane, into the Tamburello, but Stealth really good, using his proper downforce or his superior downforce of the fort and gaining the advantage there on the outside line. It is so cool to see these battles here. Whisper now under attack from XPPP, who made up a spot against Yuki Boy, who fell back. Angry Simracer now in P10. And Radi now there in the back here. Where do we have him? Against Kusandari now. Waffle. Oh, Angry Simracer goes off track. He misjudges Aqua Minerali, or was it Piratella? I'm not quite sure. And loses out again. Radi now in P10 with Kusandari right behind. And Kusandari going past Radi. A lot of cars here struggling on the exit of Variante Alta. That is an interesting phenomenon. Frankie M here in the back and Mike Nike fighting it out. It will be a fight between P15 and P16, so the last 2 drivers on track right now. But nonetheless, it's a fight as well, and I want to see what Mike Nike does with Frankie M. But so far, Frankie has a superior pace and keeps Mike behind. So let's look at Charge. Dude, that's so crazy. Charge starting on soft, so with very low fuel load, so he is really muzzling his advantage. Oh, Grandi. Oh no, we missed something. Grandi apparently had a huge accident. Whisper as well. Yeah, Whisper now in P10. Ah, damn, we missed that. Shit. You have to, guys, if you want to see that, you have to go after this stream and watch the VOD on Cyberstream as well. He has some other camera angles, or he spectates on his own. Let's phrase it like this. But what I wanted to say, Charged on his soft tires, really muzzling his advantage in pace right now that he already proved by scoring pole position, and he's now over 3 seconds gone of Hendrik. And yeah, Hendrik is on soft. He needs to make quick and decisive pass to see if he gets up to speed. But honestly, mean, 3 seconds is just, or 2.7 as it stands right now, is just something else, man. He has, honestly, maybe he can catch up. Because as we can see, Hendrik in his, is that a Ferrari liveried car? Wait, no way. Yeah, I think so. Hendrik in his Ford that is acting like a Ferrari, and he has 10% less fuel, so he could catch up with Charge, but Charge honestly makes it very hard from him. That's a nice picture of it. Yeah, Stealth in P3 with hearts, 44% fuel. Grandi behind, also with hearts, same as Angry Sim Racer was called out now. Ooh, yeah, Angry Sim Racer. So our Cyber just said in our broadcasting chat that Angry Sim Racer had a huge accident in the last 2 corners, so in the Rivazza. I think he got white, is my best guess, because it's very easy to do. Yeah, you see the tire marks there. He got super white, took too much pace in there, and he is now dead last. Whisper slowly catching up. Kusandari now in P7, that's also interesting. Odi Girls is P6 right now. Igiava close to Grandi in P5, Grandi in P4. Let's look at the...
Oh, Proporo setting up for ready. Brady.
Brady.
Fight for P11 is on, and as well the fight for P9 is going on.
Let me quickly zoom in a little bit so that we can see this a little bit better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Proporo. Oh, Radi defending very, very hard. Slamming the door shut. But Radi now struggling on the exit again. I think he took a little bit too much of that sausage curb there. And Proporo trying his best to get to Radi. Radi struggling in the Rivazza. And Proporo now, does he have the better pace, or not the better pace, the higher speed? It doesn't seem the case. So right now he is in the slipstream of Radi. Let me change to this view so that you can see better what is going on. Oh, Radi here defending very, very aggressive, but Pobo into a little bit slide, but makes the drift stick. Fantastic overtake from Pobo. What more do you want to see? This was extremely, extremely well thought out. Very hard defending by Radi, who obviously doesn't want to lose a position, but Pobo doing his best. We see in the background there Frankie M, Angry Sim Racer, and Mike Knight now fighting. Angry Sim Racer very close to Mike Knight. I hope he doesn't overdo it. That was a little bit unfortunate into the chicane there. I think the cars hooked into each other a little bit on entry. Angry Sim Racer now is still behind Mike Knight and can't make progress right now, but Angry Sim Racer with the higher speed and also the lower fuel load, Mike Knight with 48%, and I think that's the highest fuel load right now that we are seeing. At least that is what McVision pointed out to us. And Angry Sim Racer now can behind, very, very much struggling here. Okay, Waffle.
Yes.
McVision just wrote in the chat that Hendrik conserves his tires way better than Charge does. And I mean, yes, they are roughly on the same level, but Charged has 4 seconds advantage and 3%
More
less
fuel.
tires. And
But more fuel.
And
So-
more fuel. In my opinion,
Hendrik is going shorter than Charge, so it's not gonna matter that much,
Yeah.
but...
in my opinion,
Later.
Hendrik did a mistake by conserving his tires, or quote unquote conserving his tires, because he should have just shredded these down and tried to get up to a charge, but that isn't happening. At least not right now, not in the stint. Hendrik taking a lot of curbs there. We see the car a little bit in the air. Grandi now closer to stealth. It will be
Hendrik is the
maybe
first
a
one
fire.
into the pits. We might see a soft, hard stint from Hendrik and from Charged.
I mean, Hendrik obviously now with the undercut against Charged, but Charged, I mean, how much fuel is it per lap? Yeah, that's definitely a soft hard by the way. Good call,
Yeah.
Muffin. But how much fuel is it per lap? 5%? Okay. So, Charged has like, what, 1 more lap to go? Yeah. Two more laps in the tank.
Yeah,
And
Hendrik
with
is kind of
his-
lucky because he got actually clean air, so depending on how Hendrik is using this, he could...
I mean, I wouldn't call that clean air. And yes, he has
He
a
has
little
no
bit
one in
of-
front, no one behind him,
Yeah, but-
so...
I mean, 1.6 seconds or 1.9 in front is not clean air in my opinion. Like 5 or 10 seconds would be clean air. But this won't take long until he runs up to XPPP, who isn't yet in a position where he says, "Oh, I'm going to stop now." He still has 18% fuel left. That means like 3 laps, and it would be a huge surprise for me.
Oh,
if
Charge going
he
for a
goes-
double soft here. Interesting. That's different
then we missed,
from
we
what
missed
we've
that.
expected.
Yeah, Charge now in P6. 2.6 seconds to Cassandri. Yes, in your position, clean air. I mean, yeah, I see what you are talking about, basically. Oh, man. Yeah, he has a good chunk of time again until he runs to Cassandri, and Cassandri 15% fuel. That will take a lot of time. Maybe Charged goes for the soft spam strategy. You never know.
Yeah, seems like it, because he now switched to softs again, so he's doing
Yeah.
definitely a strategy with at least 2 soft stints in there, so it might as well just be a
Oh,
third one, and then he's gonna go for
Hendrik's
hards maybe
already,
towards the end.
Hendrik already passed XPPP. Sadly, we missed that, but we can't be everywhere. That is unfortunate. We have Radi, Frankie. Oh, Loco. I think Loco had a big off moment. Or Frankie just discovered his pace. Something along the line. Loco now. I'm not quite sure what happened with Loco. Mike Knight and Angry Sim Racer still going at it. Angry Sim Racer going for the inside line. Very clean pass there. On the straight, Mike Knight maybe struggling a bit with traction out of one of the Rivazzas, and therefore less overall speed. And Angry Sim Racer now up to P15. That leaves us, because Charged was in the pit lane not too long ago, with Stealth currently leading the race and Grandi 0.8 seconds behind that. And maybe, who knows? Maybe we get lucky. Oh, by the way, Charged also now passed Cassandri, and Whisper and Yuki Boy coming closer and closer to each other. And Waffle, can you tell me when Charged is getting closer to P4? Oh,
Yeah,
Whisper!
he's already getting there.
Huge
He's already
off-pit
getting there.
respawn. Whoa!
And Charge just made it look easy.
Oh no. Oh, that's why I hate respawns.
Ah, yeah. Just saw it on the stream,
Okay.
on the delay.
Man, this might a very unfortunate moment into Tamburello. I think now he wanted to let XPPP pass, but he didn't get the memo apparently. Ah, it's so unfortunate.
So Charge is definitely in just another dimension right now because he's already up to P3 again.
Yeah.
He's just so quick right now.
Igiyama with a defensive move. By the way, I like Igiyama's paint job. The very reflective red, that's very cool. And McVison writing in chat that Grandi might be undercutting now, but that I think that didn't go to plan because Stealth now coming in, getting soft, same as Grandi. So both of them are the same strategy. No undercutting there. Hendrik now in front of Stealth and Grandi with his hard tires, and that means that Stealth and Grandi both will pressure Hendrik because they are on the softer compound that obviously gives them a little bit of an edge when it comes to performance. I haven't tested these tire settings. I don't know how much of an edge is this, but you can see already how much Stealth is making up on Hendrik. And we are seeing from Cyberpunk that, or reading from Cyberpunk that Angry Sim Racer ran out of fuel in the pit lane. That is very unfortunate, and I think that means that his race is not anymore for P1, let's say. Yuki now coming into the pit lane, and you see, do you see how easy it was now here for Stealth to just go past Hendrik? The soft tire is just so much faster. I mean, of course, they are staying out not as long as Hendrik, but Hendrik, he thought about fighting Charged, and now he has to defend against Grandi, who's also on soft, who will go by Hendrik as easily as Stealth just did. And behind here we see Yava Whisper made up a few spots again, but I want to see here this fight unfolding right now. And basically, if you are asking yourself, where is Charge right now? Charge is 8 seconds in front of P2 OD Girls. I'm not quite sure on which tires OD Girls is, but yeah, basically through... Oh no! Hendrik with a huge off in the Piratella! And the Rivanza! Fuck! I can't still remember the corner names. Dang it! Oh, Hendrik! Why are you doing this to me? By the way, OD Girls
I don't know, I would just
lane.
say Charge is just so lucky right now. He's got everything working for him right now.
Just say something.
It's just...
Oh man.
Yeah, Charge now already at the Rigatoni.
The Rigatoni, yeah. approaching the Stracciatella. That is a nice ring, it's Stracciatella.
Going through the ravioli
We
double
are
F.
probably getting sued by some Italian here, man. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow my local pizza guy stands at my door and just beats the crap out of me.
Oh, Whisper and Cossandaria are fighting for P6.
Do you remember what was Charge's qualifying time?
Too fast. It was slower than that, yes.
Yes, it was a
106.
106.6. Oh no,
Yeah.
0.1 Cyber just wrote. Yeah, true, it was a 0.1.
Okay.
But honestly, Charge with 53% soft tires set a lap that was only half a second slower than his qualifying time that was already on insane pace. I am so baffled by the skill gap that is showing here. I mean, good lord. Stealth, Grandi, Hendrik, by no means are their drivers. But if they are driving on Earth, Charged is driving, I don't know, on Super Earth in 2 galaxies over or something like this. It's just from another universe. It's so crazy. Oh, Igiaba, also on the soft tire. Soft tires
Oh,
used to
Yuki
be
and
the
Mike
favorite.
seem to be... Yeah, Yuki and Mike seem to be the only ones on a double hard stint so far. So maybe the others are all going for the softer strats.
Maybe. Why?
Seems to be.
Taking a little bit too much scope out of the Tamburello chicane and falling back Hendrik on the hard tires. I mean, it's hard to look at. I mean, are you seeing this? Igiaba is just playing now with him. It's any second now, and he will overtake Hendrik. I mean, obviously not like this. It is a little bit over the top. Let me change the camera setting a little bit here. A little bit closer now. But it is just apparent that Hendrik on the hard tires is just so much slower that yes, he gains an advantage by staying out longer, but he loses so many positions and is involved in so many fights at the same time that he... Oh, that was an unnecessary block from Hendrik, in my opinion. He knew that Igiaba would have been there.
It seems to be getting rough already, even though we're barely at the half.
Yeah, but
Half
I mean,
time.
Igiaba has to make progress, you know? Igiaba doesn't want to come 5th, he wants to be a little bit better. And also Igiaba is now getting pressured by Kusandori behind, and Hendrik is currently, in my opinion, just over-defending it a little bit. Because this is costing all of them time, and this is time that Hendrik should use to make up his lost position due to the two mistakes he already did in the race. And right now I don't see a logical reason why he races like this. I obviously understand it from a mindset perspective, but you see how it is. Igiaba just goes past here even before the chicane arrives. It looks like a DRS pass in Formula 1. This is not what Hendrik or anybody of these three needs right now. Hendrik now under attack by Kusandori, and I'm questioning if he does the same strategy right now, if he understands that he's losing too much time through this fighting. Because he is currently in a different race. He is currently on a race with hard tires, where he needs to preserve tires, he needs to preserve fuel, and he doesn't really do this. Okay, Bogus is asking for oldie girls. I want to quickly... Yeah, okay. Now Kusandori goes past, and Hendrik P6 now. Bogus, here we have your hero, your personal hero. Oldie girls in the very nice British racing cream Aston Martin. He has done an outstanding job so far, and he is currently P7. And maybe with the soft tires he also has the chance of catching Hendrik, because this seems to be the trend at the minute. But
Fight for P9 is... P10 is going on. It's PP against Whisper as well. And already it's...
yeah.
Just barely ahead of the two.
Yeah, we also have a fight brewing at the top with Stealth, from what I can read here. But,
Steph and Grandi are gonna pit now.
okay. I don't know. I think this three-way fight currently is a little bit more interesting to me. Oh no! That was so unfair. I think XPP maybe got a little bit too much. I got a little bit too much there. Excited there against Radi. But Radi, I think also in the hard tire, no, and soft as well. Okay, and it was.
Well,
that
Bogos,
was
if he owes you
a
just
little over the top, but
$5, he just needs to get 5th.
XPP with the instant karma now catches too much. Catches too much curb on the outside of the Rivazza and then has to fumble the corner and folds his position to Whisper at the moment. Okay, here we have Odi Girls again. Ko Shomo. Hey, nice to see you guys on chat. It's very cool to have such an active stream from time to time. I'm not used to it, so I hope you can live that I sometimes mistakenly ignore you guys. Here we have Odi Girls. Odi Girls owes me $5. I hope he's gonna win. I mean, if he wins, then you can maybe ask for interest and raise the price for the $5 a little higher. But at the moment,
I mean, Odi is on a good way to give him his money back. I mean, he's already on 4th at the moment. If he can stay there.
Plus, don't forget that Odi qualified P3, so he has all credentials to do a solid race right now. Stealth and Igiyama now coming closer and closer together. Igiyama very, very low fuel. I am going to make the call that Igiyama is not making it into the pit lane. 3% is faster spent than you would expect.
Good one, Bogos.
Yeah, that is a good.
Interest rate going up already.
Stealth, muscling past. Yeah, fresher tires. Okay. Whew, Igiyama with 1% in. Go Poboro, Rani, Frankie M, and Odi Girls. He finishes 1 to 3. I ask for extra $5. Yeah, that's the spirit, mate. You always have to leverage your earnings. And Poboro now going into the pit lane. And let's see which tires he is going to choose. Igiyama coming out with hards or soft, Buffett?
Igava came out with softs again.
Okay. Poporo also again on the soft strap. He is not changing. There's Radi, Frankie M now also coming in. Angry Simraiser also into the pit lane now.
They're all going for softs. Soft seems to be good.
I mean, the softs seem to hold out very good with performance-wise
and we are close to lapping. No, we have now the first couple lappings. Yeah, 2 lappings just happened.
yeah,
They said both
now.
were in the pits while charged by.
We need a soundboard for that. on the Charge or something like this. It would be funny if Charge would drive a Dodge Charger, but you can't have everything, you know. Currently, the most interesting thing is going on that Hendrik is under attack now once more by Igiyama. So either I think Hendrik undercut or overcut. No, undercut. I'm sorry. The brain is working sometimes. And now, yeah, it's the same story from like 5 laps ago, where Hendrik is now under attack by Igiyama, but it seems like Hendrik finally understood the assignment and also switched like the rest of the field, in my opinion, to soft tires, which is very interesting because it means that the soft tires are a little bit too good, maybe a little bit too much endurance on them. But honestly, it's okay. Sometimes, you know, there should be these inbuilt benefits for riskier moves. Because if you are risking it, because you are very much risking it in the pit lane, you can do so many bad things. OD girls now in the pit lane. Oh, what is the OD girls doing? Go! Go, you have enough fuel! Oh no!
Oh no, that was a big mistake. Maybe he can make
Okay.
it up. I mean, he's going to the end now, I think.
Cat face
At least
represent.
looking like it, yeah.
Oh, this is intense.
But I'm sadly almost positive that OD miscalculated.
Ah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, OD might have an issue towards the end.
A little
Because I
too
think he
less fuel.
miscalculated a little bit.
I
Yeah,
think- and I
yeah.
think he noticed
He
it.
pitted too early.
Ah, damn. I am waiting
Oh,
for
fine.
Yama attacking Hendrik, but right now nothing is happening. Hendrik also having like 2 laps less fuel.
Oh, Angry and Angry Simrace are fighting. P14, XPP.
Charged is now up to lapping P12 at the moment. I am wondering what the rules for lapping are, and I am also wondering if the people are paying attention.
Yeah, some
Because-
people let charge by already, but I think there are no rules in place for lapping.
Okay. Just would be interesting to see what the blue flags, if there are blue flags or not. But it's okay. It's yeah, not everybody can check all channels like this. Come on. Okay, I think that now charge should be close enough. But it's a very
so lap
interesting
cars are not allowed to
situation.
fight lapping cars. There we have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the problem is that Mike and Radi are currently fighting over position, and I understand that they, for that, okay, now Charged has to force it a little bit. But I think also Radi and Mike were a little bit over the top there. Charged is doing a fantastic job. He's 14 seconds clear of stealth. That is just so impressive. I mean, he can basically go into the pit lane for an additional time and probably will still be in front of stealth. Also, like, oh, Grandi switched to hard tires. That's a new one. Didn't expect that, honestly. Hendrik and Igiyawa are still at it. Bruce being underneath chat, I'd expect to lose info, sorry. Yeah, safe. Same buffer.
Yeah.
Okay. McVision, can you hear me? Can you maybe give us an update on what strategies we are seeing and what we should look out for at the end of the race?
Yeah, we are seeing a stealth with a triple soft so far, and charged. And he's pushing a lot. He has a good gap to the cars behind, but he has to do his hard stint. And on his hard stint, he can lose around, I think, 8 to 10 seconds to the soft guys. So, yeah, Grandi is now in P2 and will pit for softs, but he will still have a lead of, I think, around 10 seconds.
Yeah. Does
So if
Grandi
nothing
have
happens,
to do a hard stint?
it's a pretty sure win for Charged for now.
Okay. Is per rules is Grandi does Grandi have to take hearts? Yes.
Yes, we have
Okay.
to use at least both tires one time.
Once. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. What is your Frankie getting his elbows out here? Try to prevent Radi from overtaking. What is your current state on like the wild cards that we are seeing? By the way, charged right now into the pit lane once more. Changing to hearts now.
Proporo didn't do some laps on a hot lapping, so it was hard for me to see his pace.
Mm-hmm.
He has currently a very good race on 9th position, and yeah, I think he will finish in this area somewhere. So I think he's from the rookies. He's the strongest so far. But there's also OD Girls without a wild card, but he is not really a rookie because he raced in the Formula 1 race last or 2 weeks ago, so he had a bit of more practice.
Yeah.
But he is very strong here. He's showing really good race.
Yeah, his fumble in the pit lane was very unfortunate.
Yeah, but still he's on P6.
Ah, true. Now currently fighting with Vespa, who is now trying to get past Odie. Odie obviously on his hard tires. Hard to defend this. And yeah, he lets Vespa through on the inside of the Aqua Minerali. Okay. What do you think of Hendrik's performance right now?
He started very strong, but then he had I think he had some crashes or some bad luck here and there. So I think fighting for P2 is Grandi versus Stealth.
Right now it seems like it. I mean, Steph obviously was in the pit not too long ago. He's currently also on his hard tires. Now making his way.
Grandi is now 4 seconds behind Charged. I don't know how that happened.
Charged was in the
Charged
pit lane
pitted.
and switched to hards. Charged is now on his last set of tires, on his last hards. Not last, but you know what I mean. Oh, Steph crashed! No, who was that? Was it? Somebody crashed. I saw it. Ah, Loku. It must have been Loku. Yeah, I think Loku had a big accident there on the pit lane. Okay. Are you pleased with the action so far, McVisson?
Yeah, it's very interesting race. So much happening. You cannot see everything.
Yeah, it's.
Fight for P12. Frankie against Radi.
Oh, let's.
Into the pits maybe. Oh.
Java is now on his in-lap too.
Oh, Frankie doing one more.
Yeah,
that's surprising.
Frankie overcutting. Java also with a very strong pace. A little bit unfortunate from time to time, but Igiyama now has to come into the pit lane.
No, Radi, stay on softs. Don't do that.
Staying on softs. It's good.
He should do now 11 laps with. He should have stayed on hards, because he has to do 11 laps on softs.
Okay.
He will suffer in the last. Yeah, Lurko on the same strat.
Feels like Charged at this point is just hot lapping till the end.
I mean, we can have a look.
I mean, he's just out there on the track on his own. There's no one around him.
He's next up is lapping Frankie and Angry Sim Racer.
Frankie Angry are pitting.
It is crazy, man. It is just impressive. Cyber, are you here?
Oh yes.
Okay, nice. What's your experience so far with this race?
Well, I was first of all great performance from Charged. He's flying away, so he's the undisputable #1 currently in this race. I mean, I hope nothing else happens to him and his connection, and I hope it stays stable. The most interesting part will be now watching Randy, because I'm expecting him to come into the pits at the end of this lap, and then we will see where he comes out, because he had also some issues with people being like traffic and stuff like that, and Stealth is currently trying after he passed Igiava, because Igiava went into the pits, trying to kind of sort of close the gap towards Grandi, because Grandi will be on the soft tires, and for Stealth it will be important to have a huge gap as possible on his hard stint, because the hard tires will definitely be disadvantaged, and I'm expecting a huge battle there for P2, and then in my opinion Hendrik and Igiava lost their race fighting each other. I completely agree with you guys over there, and as we are speaking currently Grandi and Stealth are switching positions. Now it's hot lapping session for Grandi, and Stealth has to be as precise as possible. But yeah, the race so far is great. We have seen a lot of battles in the back as well, with people fighting for P10, 11 and 12. Also Angry Sim Racer, a little bit disappointing in my opinion for me, but yeah, I don't expect him to do that good if he hasn't practiced at all.
Yeah.
And
this is a very tough combo to just
otherwise,
code and
yeah, otherwise we would have seen a completely different Angry Sim Racer who would be fighting eventually Charged or anyone in the top. We all know what Angry Sim Racer is capable of doing when he's upping his game. But yeah, so far, great race, great event. I am excited to see the end of it.
Do you mean with Pana Blind? Did I miss
The camera
something?
nowhere near the fights. I wrote in there. I was hoping you would read the chat while the others were talking, so we'll just switch the camera around.
I switched the camera around, but not to
The pit
things
stops.
yeah,
Not today.
I mean, I'm doing my best, like F1, always not showing the important stuff. So
Okay.
I
Now
just
good actions. The Grandi
Oh good.
comes to Stealth now. With soft.
Yeah, and Stealth is actually
Yeah, but the
running into
Java
traffic.
is fighting. Still
fine.
gonna take some time till Grandi is coming there.
Just passed Cosandri, and I think Cosandri doesn't have the tire performance to really come back here. I think that's the finished position here. Unless, of course, Igiava does some big mistake now, but I don't expect him.
Meanwhile,
Cosandri,
Charge being 22 seconds in the lead almost.
Stealth lost a lot of time at the exit of the last turn. Grandi now in striking distance.
Yeah, here we have them. Oh yeah, Grandi already getting interested in P2 into Tamburello now, not Tamburello, into Villeneuve now, up the hill at Tosa. Into next up is Piratella and Stealth on the inside, but Grandi makes the move stick so far on the outside. We zoom in a little bit more. Can't barely see anything here through the trees. With Stealth now losing out a little bit, Grandi taking a lot of curbs into the Alta chicane, but it works for him, it seems like. Half a second now, or over half a second between these two, and it's It's hard to tell. I wish I could start the debug mode and see how much there's draft between them, but you can't have everything. And it is... Yeah, charged now. 22 seconds in front. I think Charged can make an extra pit stop, and it wouldn't hurt him. Randy now coming to a point where he has to lap some cars. Stealth now 2.2 seconds behind Grande. And the hard tires, that is very much... that's why Stealth goes out so much so quickly. Because Stealth is on hard tires, I ignored that. In fact, was close. And yeah, Kusandri, I think, is set on P5. Very strong race from him. He had very good pace. Executed his strategy properly. And ended up on P5 and Iggy on P4. Also, very good performance for him. Stealth now lapping XPPP. And where do we have the underdog hero, OD Girls? Currently in P8 on soft tires with maybe a little bit too much fuel. But honestly, 2.5 seconds to Whisper. Tough call here. And we see Whisper there for a short while here in front of Lurku. And there we see OD Girls coming around the corner. The question now is, will the hard tires be now in a position with 57% where Kusandri can make up a lot of time very quick to Igiyama in order to still battle for P4? And I am...
Got 2 more laps to go, so...
But 2.5 seconds, man. This won't be an easy task.
I know.
I thought that maybe Iggy had some fuel or too few fuel, but it seems like everybody now is on a sufficient fuel amount. That'd be interesting. At 2.7 seconds, no, come on, that is I don't think realistic to expect Kusandri to get up to Iggy. The soft is simply not... The soft is simply not degraded enough with 38% right now, so that Iggy would lose significant amount of times, and at the same time Kusandri is struggling a bit with his hearts. So yeah, honestly, I think we won't see Kusandri making up the time needed.
Unless Igiyama makes a mistake like now.
Can't you say that before I step away? Yeah, but I mean, it's still 2.7 seconds. Bogus, there is still a chance that Odie gets a prize, because there is a
Final
There will
lap.
be
Charge
there will be a
towards the
rumble,
last corners here of the race.
already. Yeah, true.
Yes.
It's
miss it.
insane how much.
And you have to imagine that Grandi was on soft tires in the stint, while Charge was on hards, and he could
Congrats to
only
Charged.
close up by 1 second.
Yeah,
That's outstanding.
indeed it is. Randy coming in. P3, P2, sorry. Steph now nearly crossing the line. P3. Igiala behind that Kusandari. Igiala nearly running out of fuel again. 2% left, but it's enough. Kusandari also.
Oh,
P5.
D girls fighting for P7. Getting there towards the line against Whisper.
Oh!
Oh, that's close.
Did Whisper have to preserve fuel?
Seems like it.
GG's.
No, actually not. Whisper doesn't have to preserve. Like, maybe just a mistake by Whisper.
Maybe.
Yeah, Poporo didn't get lapped as rookie. That is nice. Nice success.
And Loco.
Okay, there are some bad words in the chat. Lurku 1% fuel. You can make it. Let's go. Ooh, Lurku.
GG.
What a flip.
Loco. Going for the style points.
Yeah. So the first three, Charged, Grandi, and Stealth, had a really great race, but Igiava on 4th position is really strong. Nice to see. And Kosandari P5. He started yesterday with hot lapping. I invited him and he said, "Oh, okay, I want to try."
Nice. That's so cool. That is very cool. Okay. So very nice podium with Charged in P1, Grandi P2, and Stealth P3. And yeah, with that, Charged gets the main prize. Charged wins the big bucks with 50 euros, 30 euros to Grandi, and 15 euros to Stealth. Also, Charged gets an additional 5 euros for pole position and another 5 euros for the fastest lap. P4, Iyawa gets 10 euros and Kosandari gets 5 euros. And now we have to raffle away 4 times.
Better do the
€5.
winner interview first, and then after that the raffle. I think
What?
it's better.
Again?
First the winner interview.
Is Charged even in Discord chat?
Yeah.
Hey. Can you move him here to broadcast?
Yeah. Charged. Wait, I will ask him.
Again, looking at the timings and meanwhile, while we are waiting, looking at the time differences, Grandi and Stealth had like similar pace until they had alternate tires. But yeah, let's go ahead with the winner. Congratulations.
Charged, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, nice, man. Good
Thank
job
you.
on the race. Congratulations for the win
Thank
of the
you.
second Grand Prix of Legends.
Yeah. Well,
How do you feel right now?
honestly, I'm quite tired. I felt like I was just sleeping for the last half an hour, just in the, I think they call it a flow state. And I was just sort of driving without thinking much for the last half an hour, so it's quite a shock to actually have to think again.
It sometimes it is like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you actually have to think.
I
That
know.
is That is.
I mean, it's tough for him to get back into our dimension now because he was so fast. He was just
Yeah,
gone.
Out in space, yeah.
it felt like it. It was when you did a fantastic job. What did you expect to be that good, or did you think that like Grandi charged, Grandi stealth and Hendrik would put up a better fight?
I mean, I thought I knew I had the pace to win, and I know I usually do quite well in the races because I'm quite consistent.
Hmm.
So that really does help me, especially on this game where mistakes are quite costly, especially on this track. But I didn't expect to win by 20 seconds. When I expected them, I thought they were on a different strategy. I don't know if they were. I couldn't figure it out. But when I came out of my last pit stop and I was a few seconds ahead of Grandy, I was like, okay, that did surprise me. And then when he pit as well, I was like, okay, that's I did not
Yeah.
expect this at all. Yeah.
Did you at the end think about pitting another time because you were 20 seconds ahead?
I didn't actually. I was in the flow state, like I say. It would have been cool, wouldn't it? Could have gone for like 105 fastest
Yeah,
lap. Maybe.
but it would also be a little bit very disrespectful, I think.
Exactly. Yes. That as well.
Maybe
Yeah.
not the nicest move, but
Yeah.
yeah. Are you what are your plans now? I mean, obviously you won the big pot, 60 euros going
Yeah.
towards your bank. Do you do you plan on spending that all on TSU modifiers for the customizer, or what do you want to do with the money?
I was thinking it would go towards the F125 game because I wasn't going to get it, but now I've got this, might as well, shouldn't
Yeah,
I?
okay, I see.
Yeah.
Good call, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you also race this competitive F1 2025?
No, I don't do the F1 games. I'm not as good at it as these games, sadly.
Okay, nice. And last but not least, you're also competing in the F1 TSU season this year.
Yep.
Do you think it will be always this easy for you this in the season, like it was in Japan, where you also had an excellent race with a very commanding victory, and now here in Imola as well? Obviously not Formula One, but or do
Whereas,
you
what were you gonna
look? Sorry.
say? Go on. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. Sorry. My I think the
That's
audio
fine.
cut out for a second.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, do you think that that in F1 in the future season, in this season you are going to drive, obviously. Do you think that it will be as easy as Japan was and as Imola was now for you, or do you expect a harsher competition?
I don't know. I mean, I practiced quite hard for this one and Japan, so I shouldn't expect to be getting 20-second leads every race that season. But I think I can go for quite a lot of the wins. I'll try and get some good victories, but I don't know if I'll practice as much as this for every race. But I'm hoping to get a few in the season. Yeah.
Okay. So it's very much a practice, a question of how much you can practice for the race and
Right. Yeah.
how much
Yeah.
you expect them to be.
Yeah. Because that's how you get the consistency. And the consistency, I might not have like the outright pace difference in races, but I tend to be quite consistent. And I think that's the main thing that makes me quite quick in races. So that's how you get it through practice.
Yeah. Okay. Is
Yeah.
there any track on the F1 calendar that you are looking for, especially in TSU, or are you?
I haven't actually looked at most of them. I'm just taking them one at a time. Yeah.
I got you then. It's okay.
Yeah.
I just was wondering if you are saying, "Oh, come on, Miami looks boring," or I don't know, whatever. but it's okay. Thank you for joining us here, Charles.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll leave you to it. Enjoy your prize money and whatever F1 2025 you are going to play or how much. I
Yeah.
hope it doesn't hinder you on practicing a lot, so that
Yeah.
I can go on and comment on your astounding victories
Definitely
a
not,
lot
yeah.
more. Thank you, George.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Make Wissen.
Yes, now it's time for the raffle.
The raffle, okay. I'll quickly set up the wheel. I have set up the wheel, but
Look, there's Ande in the chat. Maybe you can invite some while you're, or maybe Waffle can do while you are setting up the raffle.
I've already set it up. I just need to yeah, like this.
Yeah, maybe I can say so. There's Ande in the chat from the official Turbo Sliders Unlimited channel, and he invites everybody to his weekly Sunday Cup, which happens on each week on Sunday. And it's more arcade style, and there's more the fun part of this game, like different game modes. Not only racing, there's team racing, there are missile races, there's sumo, there's soccer, there's capture the flag modes, and so on. Yeah, so it's full contact and more arcadey, but it's huge fun and maybe a bit more chilly than this this races.
But, now I see it. I thought you meant the Discord chat. Yeah, here. Yeah, you go join that. That will be that is tremendous. The Sunday session is very hard sometimes, but not hard. But I mean, you get a lot of rockets sent towards your car, so be careful. But it's great fun always. And yeah, if you enjoy TSU, then this is the best way to enjoy the great netcode and online racing there.
Yeah, so for the raffle, if someone got a prize, then remove him from the list, so we have as much prize winners as possible.
I already did. You should see it on screen now.
I see, yeah.
Cyber, you wanted to say something.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think
okay.
it's the point is gone.
Oh,
So
sad.
are there? I think there should be 11 on the list.
Possible. 1, 2,
Because
3, 4,
5
5,
minus
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. OD Girls, Whisper, Yuki, Proporo, Angry Sim, Frank, Mike Nike, Radi, Exap, and Loku.
there are only 10 in your raffle.
Raffle or waffle? No, 1, 2, 3,
One
4,
player is
5,
missing.
9, 10. Yeah.
I would know
But
if
who?
someone would be in me right now.
But who's missing?
We have Vladi, Mike, Frankie M, Angry Sim Racer, Proporo, Yuki, Vispa, Odie, Hendrik. Where's Hendrik?
I knew I forgot someone. Yeah, Hendrik, I forgot. Sorry, Hendrik. Nothing personal. So let's shuffle around, and then let's spin 4 times.
Yeah.
Let's first spin once. So the first €5 pool goes to Radi. That is very nice. Let's remove him. The next €5 go to. Oh, is it Odie or is it? Oh yeah, Odie Girls. Nearly Angry Sim Racer. So Odie Girls gets it. Then we will end up at. Oh, that looks like a whisper to me. Wild Whisper appears, and he gets the third €5 prize. And then one last chance here, and we finally get Angry Sim Racer. Congratulations, guys! That was a fantastic way. So Radi, Odi Girls, Whisper, and Angry Sim all get €5 sent towards them from McVision and Cyberpunk. I hope you use that money to buy a lot of customization packages, because that is very important to have a card that looks the part. What a way of losing, says Frankie M. Yeah, sorry, mate. Okay. With that, I'll send you over now to Mr. Cyberpunk himself, the most punkiest of all cybers. Maybe. I am still practicing my bad jokes. Sorry, guys. So you find the you find the link to Cyberpunk screen now in the stream chat. And yeah, go over there. I hope Cyber does now his post-race analysis. He already has the replay open. He is prepared, guys. And it will be a very good show there. I'll leave you to it. Let's switch different scene. Oh, Waffle, McVision, Cyber, thank you guys for being there. McVision, thank you so much for organizing this.
Yeah,
And
thanks for broadcasting.
no
to both
problem.
of you, Waffle and you. Yeah, I think you did a great job today. It was
Thank you.
nice to listen to your sexy voices.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Ja, warum reden wir eigentlich noch auf Englisch?
I'm still in the broadcast section
Ah.
over here on
Stream
streaming, yes.
stream is still
Sexy.
going. Yeah, mine as well, by the way. But yeah,
I
guys,
see.
we can classify this as an.
I can go out if you want me to.
No,
Paladin,
good.
if you leave the event
It's
server,
uncut.
please don't press restart.
Can
Dermot
I-
wants to save the session file.
Can I
Okay,
quickly
yeah,
say
I'll
something,
just left
guys?
it now.
Awesome commenting on your end. Great job on
Thank you,
showing
thank you.
everything. Great stream as always. I am always happy to see you guys actually together and streaming and co-commentating and commentating. Like it's a great job that you do, and please keep up the good work. And as always, thank you for your effort. And also, thank you, McVision, for your effort to organize all of that, what we have seen. It's a pleasure to see this great event being, being driven by so many good drivers. We have a very strong grid. Also, nice to see some people from other games. Very strong racing from everyone. Fair racing as well. Here and there, a little bit of bumping and incidents, but I mean, that is racing. That has to happen. And yeah, thanks, guys.
Indeed, thank you for the kind words, guys.
Yeah.
Dear people
anytime.
still watching, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure to have a full chat for once. It was a pleasure to see so many people showing up. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, didn't expect this to have such an impact. Next stream on Into the Happen will probably be the F1 race in Miami, which should happen in around 3 weeks on the 1st of May, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And yeah, until then, I will try to get the news out on Monday. Maybe tomorrow, if I find the time, I'll make another special video. But this is still not fully planned. There's some fireworks going on outside my window, which I don't understand why. But that's also
You planned
okay.
them. You
New
planned
Year.
them for
Yeah,
the finish of the
totally.
race.
Yeah.
I really,
They're
I think
delayed a little
fireworks-
bit. Delayed a little bit.
I think firework is very pointless, but I appreciate the effort that the people outside my house are putting
Yeah.
into it. Okay, guys. Go to Cyberstream now. He does a fantastic job in analyzing this, and see you on the next time. I was Paladin to get alive with Waffle, Cyberpunk, and McVison
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
I also want to say my gratitude towards McVison as well for orchestrating all these
true.
events, all these fun events, especially the ones I get to take part in as caster or anything, or broadcasting it myself even. And yeah, thank you for the Turbo Sliders community for getting together for this, and also the other gaming communities. I think we had some Art of Rally members in the chat, mainly, I think. That's what I saw. So thank you. Thanks to them as well. And shout outs to them. Have a wonderful evening.
Go play Art of Rally if you don't have the time to play TSU. It's a wonderful game as well.
It's a beautiful game. I've played it myself as well.
Yeah, same here. Good night, everybody. Have fun. And yeah, maybe subscribe to Into the Happen if you are feeling like this. Have a good time. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, I guess I am continuing
Bye.
where they left off. Yeah, as we thanks everyone for joining and watching the stream. I'm gonna trying to kind of summarize. I'm gonna try to summarize all of the things that happened during the race. I hope I won't skip anything that was too important. I have seen a couple of battles and a couple of mishaps, but yeah, let's dive into it. So, in P1 charged Grandi, OD girls. Very interesting to see OD girls on P3 outperforming Stealth, and Hendrik as well. Igiaba on P6, Vispa, Yuki Boy, Exp, Radi, Kosandari, Proporo, Angry Sim Racer. Not that well prepared, but yeah, we will see afterwards why and what happened to him. Then we have Mike Nike, also nice to see him in here. Frankie M and Ichmelurku. Nice to see also different strats at the beginning for certain drivers, like Hendrik and Charged had soft tires, and let's go. My voice seems to be very quiet for some reason. I hope it's a little bit better now. I'm not sure what's going on. Apparently, Igiala is saying it's very quiet, even though in OBS everything is fine. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, I'm gonna bump it up a little bit here, and I hope it's working a little bit better now. Okay, well, let's go. We will see a decent start over here from some people, but actually there is a lot of things going on in the background. Some cars flying off the track, as you can see, already bumping into each other. But these sort of shenanigans in the beginning are always a common thing, and we sort of used to, at least the people from the TSU community, are kind of used to have that 1-2 laps of bumping kind of being very common and like agreeing upon it's okay to have, but like nothing out of the ordinary, like push the pass or just blocking somebody off and pushing him into a mistake. So far, everyone well behaved. Everything went down smoothly through the first couple of turns, and then we had some people driving actually off here, underestimating those corners. Like here, smoking tires already, misjudging the corners. Charged immediately with a great gap towards the opponents. Huge gap there actually, like 2.1 seconds immediately off the line. And I think, in my opinion, Hendrik had a misfortunate start to be actually a little bit there behind some of the hard running tires, behind some people there on the grid, like we have here in form of Grandi. He kind of kept him away from charge and kept him away from charging through the field to use his tires the best way he could. And I think that's where he lost a lot of time towards charged. And also we will later see that he actually had some either connection issues or some other issues with the race in terms of like mistakenly braking a little bit too late into certain turns, and then like misjudged the turn completely and went off the ideal line. As well as Grandi over here had a huge mistake, and that is the reason why Hendrik has passed. Otherwise, Hendrik would have been stuck behind him for some time. And then also Igiava here being slightly pushed away, but pushed away from the curb because he ran over it a little bit too much. Some of these cars don't have that great ground clearing or clearance and might be stuck on the curbs. Here we saw Exp running through the checkpoint or running through the slowdown marker and being slowed down actually quite a lot. And then here a huge mistake from Whisper. I don't know what this might have been, but maybe some lag or connection issue, because he went just straight into the wall, which eventually gave him the position that he had where he ended up being. So it's very out of the ordinary, I would say. And quite sad to see Whisper actually having immediate issues at the beginning, because it's only lap 3. I mean, everything can happen and he would need to fight back, but actually the grid in front of him in form of Kosandari, Yuki Boy, Exp, Igiava and so on was actually very strong. And yeah, it wouldn't have been a easy task to go past this. Here Exp, I don't know where Exp is. Yeah, he's from Italy, obviously. This is a home race for him, so to say, and obviously running a little bit maybe too hot over here, maybe the expectations too high, misjudged the breaking point and run into Yuki. Nothing big happened so far, but I know that there will be a time when some people actually might run off into the gravel at that point. So yeah, these sort of pushes and these sort of actual touches, it's nothing intentional, but it can happen, and that's yeah, I mean, for anyone that hasn't raced in TSU so far, it's quite a struggle to kind of learn these cars, as they are quite different in terms of downforce and acceleration. So yeah, the Ferrari might have the best acceleration, but also has the worst downforce in comparison to the other cars on the grid. Now we have Kosandari here with the move on Exp, after Exp actually probably crossed him or passed him on the straight. And some other small bits and details, as well as here the fight between Igiava and Odi Girls. Yeah, but so far nothing big, nothing unusual, I would say. The race in itself was quite interesting to see how it would develop with the different strategies. For instance, and here we see, I think X might have been running through, yes, and here he probably had some slowdown. Yeah, he went through the first slowdown, which is quite odd because the corner is not that difficult, but also run into the second slowdown probably over there, and that already was enough for losing like 2 positions. He might have had Kosandari over there. Luckily there is nobody behind him, so yeah. But here the small pushes and touches, I mean, I get why some of the issues might have been now here with Exp and Vispa, because they're kind of fighting in the chat currently, or have fought in the chat after the race. But over here you have to understand it's very difficult to like, these cars are very sensitive towards to touches. And let's see if Vispa actually activates some. Let's see if Vispa is activating some slowdown over here. Let me quickly check. He gets a slight touch, and even the touch being that small made Vispa actually lose a lot of a lot of grip there, and actually went off the ideal line. In this case, he went straight almost into the slowdown over here. He luckily didn't activate it, but over here in the next part he will activate the slowdown. And this is quite annoying because these cars are functioning in a way that if you lift, they have a huge engine brake sort of, and you sometimes don't need the actual brakes in order to slow down the cars. And in this case, Vispa probably tried to go back to the track immediately to the ID line, because the next shortcut prevention is coming up, and he wanted to just quickly get back. But in doing so, he ran into Exp. I don't know, maybe it was just, you know, the adrenaline or whatever, and he didn't even realize that Exp was next to him, or whatsoever might have happened. And he just wanted to not cross this shortcut prevention stuff and run into Exp. And here maybe the issue between the two of them arose, and it's stupid when it happens, but it happens. And I can imagine that the adrenaline run high over here still, but there is some sort of respect over there, still not pushing each other, because I guess they realized it was not intentional, and none of it should have been or was intentional. In my opinion, it's just a stupid racing incident. Yeah, I mean, but it might have been a point where the blood has been boiling there a little bit, and then Vispa actually activating another slowdown over there through the third chicane. I'm sorry for not knowing the names. I mean, I knew them, but I actually haven't prepared for this race to know Variante Alta or something like that. He ran over there through the slowdown, and actually has, yeah, now to suffer from that penalty, and immediately had a gap to close towards Exp. But over there on the front, as we can see already, Charged is running away, like 4 seconds away from Hendrik. Hendrik tried his best to kind of stay close to him, but we will see afterwards Hendrik actually had some issues with cars running on the hard tires, couldn't pass Igiava that easily, and some other cars as well running on the hard tires, and was stuck in traffic. And that meant that Hendrik would have actually had quite a task on his hands to close the gap towards Charged. Again, Vispa actually needed to come back over there from the mistakes he has done, and he came back on Exp, like overtaking him there through Aqua Minerale, and before actually Aqua Minerale. Very nice move over there, nothing quite unusual so far. Also in the back we had quite nice fights between Proporo and Radi, who were, I don't know if they are from the same sort of game or if they are from different games, but know each other, because the fights between those two looked it looked good, because like they were fighting as if they were fighting all the time, like in the other games that they were running. Which is quite nice to see that these sort of fights are going on as well in the back, as well as some fights in the front. Angry Sim Racer, meanwhile, had a couple of mistakes. I didn't catch that, but in my live stream, I was in the live stream while the race was going on. You might have seen some of it because I've caught some of the mistakes from Angry Sim Racer, because he went to P11, then went back to being dead last, and then came again back to P11, something like that, and then had another mistake, and it was like a back and forth for him. Like, as obviously he was learning the track on the fly because he hasn't prepared that well, and yeah, it's quite interesting to see Angry Sim Racer learning the track right now. Here a small bump from I noticed, or I heard a bump in the background while I was watching Angry Sim Racer, and here we had Radi running into Proporo there. Luckily nothing major happened, and Radi didn't have to give the position back, because if Proporo went through the shortcut and Radi would have overtaken him, I would expect him to give the position back, since it would have been like a sort of push the pass from him. But yeah, so far, as I said, the race was going on. It was now about time for some of the drivers to think about when they would come into the pits, especially the ones running on the soft tires. Let's see, Hendrik and Charged. Charged had quite a bit more fuel with him, and still was pulling quali lap after quali lap. As you might have seen, the gap here is already like at 5 seconds. Meanwhile, the others were just trying to see if their strat might work at some point later in the race, because they were running hard tires. I know now in hindsight that Stealth and Grundy are going to have a similar strategy until some point during the race, and then they kind of diverged from each other and had a different strat, which actually favored Grundy in the end, fighting against or battling against Stealth for P2, but we will see that eventually later. Also, very unlucky moments with some back markers as well for Charged, but luckily he had enough of a gap to kind of maintain his position against P2 and P3. So yeah, there was no contest there, actually. And I think Hendrik might be coming into the pits right now. As I said, he had a bit less fuel than Charged. Also, it would be interesting to see, like, Hendrik had probably a little bit better soft tires and in a better state and condition. This is one of Hendrik's perks, I would say, in this game. He is one of the rare drivers to preserve his tires the best possible. And almost here, that's also a thing that I noticed while I was watching in the live commentary, that he barely skipped the wall over there in the pits, and I was like, okay, is he going to actually be stuck over there with the wall or not? And yeah, unfortunate for him, he came out with the hard tires right behind Exp and Vispa. Vispa had a bit more fuel and a slightly better, I think, tire condition than Exp, and Hendrik would need to come through the field and in order to kind of stay close to Charged, who already had a huge lead on Hendrik. So Hendrik can't afford to lose any sort of time. But again, as we will see eventually, that Hendrik had some fights with Igiava which weren't helpful for him, and I think doing that and being in that sort of battle with Igiava, Hendrik actually lost a lot of time and eventually threw away his sort of race for P2 or P3 eventually at the end. But yeah, and here we have another slight mistake from Exp, I think. Also, Cassandra might have been activating the slowdown over here. Let's see. Where is Cassandra? Let me quickly check. Sorry for this trippy. Oh no, actually he managed to navigate through the first chicane, Tamborello, almost. Managed to navigate through the first chicane without any slowdown penalties. That's actually quite good and interesting to see that he was able to do that, because that was quite risky there, since he had already closed the gap towards OD girls. And here we have, this is the sort of thing I was actually speaking about when Hendrik was running into traffic. Like, this is something he couldn't afford, like this battle. Even though nothing happened, even though it was not, there was no incident or whatever, he actually lost some time over there. Because he had to brake, he had to slow down the car behind Exp, and in order not to touch him. But Exp is actually still staying on his tail over here, and we will see if there comes a contact between the two of them. Close, very close. Exp is actually being maybe overwhelmed by the downforce, by the slipstream that he got from Henrik into Variante Alta. But yeah, Henrik is now able to create a gap between him and Exp. Let's see over here what's going on in the front. For Igiava, this is like a very nice situation. He had Encosaneri now activating a shortcut. Very bad for him. But yeah, Igiava had a great gap over here. It was big enough for him to run in clean air without any sort of downforce loss due to being close to Grandi, so he could focus on his own pace. OD Girls was trying to stay close there to Igiava. Meanwhile, Kosander is so far very clean and very quiet race for him. Not that much drama around him, but here actually he activated some of the slowdown and charged immediately, using that opportunity for his race to pass him without any struggle, because Charge knows that anything might happen during this long race, and anything might happen that he eventually, like, he needs 1 or 2 resets and the opponents are immediately back in action and ready to eventually attack him, so he can't afford any big mistakes for him. So yeah, let's see over here. Let's stay a little bit over here, because Vispa is being attacked by Yuki. He's under pressure over there, and this is the corner where I said, like, a lot of people actually misjudged the braking and went straight at some point. Here we have Angry Sim Racer trying to come back from being dead last again. Now having Lurku in front of him, eventually thinking about a undercut, or, you know, maybe an overcut. Who knows if he has enough fuel. But I guess they are pretty much similar in terms of strategies. So we will eventually see Lurku and Angry Sim Racer coming into the pits at the same time. But Mike Nike staying on their tail, trying to get opportunistic over here, trying to use this situation to his advantage. And yeah, just because of the fuel slowdown and having a little bit more fuel, couldn't quite stay close to them. But because they are fighting, they actually invite him back to the action every time. Mike being smart over here, trying to stay out of any drama, because he knows that they need to come into the pits at some point, which is right now. Otherwise, they will run out of fuel. And then Mike bumping into Angry Sim Racer, obviously not intentional, misjudged his braking over there. And then Angry Sim Racer, I think this is the moment where Angry Sim Racer actually ran out of fuel, and the slowdown in this pit section over here, in this pit entry towards his garage, will be huge, because you already have a sort of slowdown applied to the car when running out of fuel, and then combine that with the slowdown in the pit lane, it will just hurt his race. And it did actually hurt a lot. So Angry Sim Racer definitely out of contention for scoring any points in the race. He was close to being in the top 10 at the end. In hindsight, we can say that, you know, he hasn't practiced a lot, and the expectations maybe weren't that high. So, but I am quite happy to see him in this sort of race with us, even though he hasn't been racing for quite a long time now with us in any sort of competitive event at TSU. But over here in the front, we now have the situation that Grundy and Stealth are attacking Hendrik. Hendrik being on the hard tire, obviously in a disadvantage. So all he needs to do is stay away from any fight, let them eventually go past, and focus on his own race, because the race will come to him at the end, since he will have the softer compound towards the end, while the others might have the hard compounds in the end. So yeah, he would have needed to stay out of trouble, but actually he tried also to fight there a little bit, and that might have also added to his misery during the race. So this is also one of the moments where he might have lost it. But we will see, maybe also some incident has happened to him, like here. I think, yeah, this was the moment where he lost a huge chunk of time, and this is quite bad for him. Let me quickly check something, because I think I'm not seeing my chat. Let me quickly refresh. Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry guys, for some reason OBS wasn't showing the chat for me, so I'm just seeing it right now. I'm so sorry. I was wondering, like, why is no one writing anything? And I just saw it now. Very professional from me. I'm so sorry if I haven't read your messages. I'm not gonna go through all the messages right now, but from now on I will hopefully see your messages. And if you have something specific you want to see, please tell me, and I will try to focus on that. But yeah, otherwise, like the race from now on, I remember I was going off-road there as well, deeply. I must say the race, like at certain part, like now after most people pitted, was quite straightforward, in my opinion, and it wasn't that nasty anymore as in the beginning. Like there were no big bumps or no big, as far as I know at least. And now everything that needed to be done was through strategies in terms of refueling and tires and those sort of things. And then trying to let space for Angry when going back to the track, but Angry was far behind without me knowing. Yeah. But yeah, Yuki Boy as well, very quiet race, nothing much going on with him there, at least not that I know of. Now we have Vispa here into the pits, switching from the hard tires onto the soft tires, coming out after Exp on P11. He would have a better performing soft tire since it's more fresh and he would last on them a little bit longer than Exp. Exp would need to come into the pits before Whisper, like 2 or 3 laps maybe before Whisper. But Exp having the issue now that he's fighting against Proporo and is actually hurting his race right now. And here, this is like these small mistakes have happened to mostly the people around from P8 downwards to P16, I'd say. And Whisper, very lucky here to anticipate where X might come out onto the track and using the slightly wider route through the gravel and actually weaving here on track, if I'm not mistaken. Like I'm not sure, like, but did Whisper over here say that he says like no, not this time, not like that? I'm not sure if that is actually some message towards X, but knowing Whisper, he is very fair actually, and very, very much caring about the racing by other. Ooh, this is quite a move over here. This is sort of a drama. This is the corner, by the way, from McVision and myself. This is our corner, and yeah, I mean, there is no way you would have made that. Like, luckily for you, we don't have any. We have sorted out the issue with the checkpoints and slowdown stuff. So in the old versions of this track, you might have run into a sphere which would have catapulted you into space. But yeah, this is, I don't know if this personal, is this not personal? Like, what is going on over here? Like, where is Expand? Yeah, I think it started over here when actually Whisper was weaving. Maybe that sort of triggered. I don't want to add fuel to the fire, but maybe this triggered Exp actually, and because they had that sort of thing going on at the beginning, and Exp over here, maybe Whisper was angry that he went back the road, kind of blocking his ideal line, and head shaking about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would say Whisper was just saying like, come on, like not like that. Yeah. True. And maybe Exp. Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, you can say he didn't brake here if you listen to the engine sound. Yeah, he didn't brake there at all. Like, he was gunning for it, and I'm not sure. Like, either he had a brain fart, or like he completely forgot about braking in this corner because he was focused on getting Whisper, or it was intentional. Either one of those, like, things, because
If I can say something, to be honest, it looks like a revenge move.
Yeah.
This was intentional, sorry to say, but it is.
Yeah. This, as I said, like, it can be only two things. Like, to me, it happened once or twice. I kind of focused so much on the car in front of me that I completely misjudged the braking and went actually off the road. But if he was going to try and move around Whisper, he would have gone onto the right side of Whisper's car, and so to avoid the contact. But in this case, like, as I said, like, either two of the things: either he forgot about braking, or it was intentional. There is nothing more to add to it. And okay, if that is, and then he is wiggling now. Now he's wiggling. Look at that. Here. Left, right. I mean, okay, this is intentional, I would say. Then I'm not sure. Like, I don't wanna, I don't wanna be the one fueling this this feud between them. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. It's just a bad day for both of them, I guess, and they happen to be and then this okay, and then this move on from Vispa. I mean, Vispa is oh my god. This is.
There are two dickheads.
I guess we have a match. I guess we have a match.
We have a match.
Yeah, I guess we have a match in terms of.
We have to take this with humor.
Yeah, we have to because I don't know, like guys, come on, like I know it's heated in the race. I'm the last to be judging anyone over here. I've done my fair share of bad stuff in TSU while racing. Darren and I, we have a history, for instance, but yeah, it can be heated. But this is sort of now personal. And here I think two guys that are very strong have found each other, so to say, in the wrong place at the wrong time, and yeah, it got heated. But it's actually good to see because there is fire everywhere, and yeah, this is actually fueling their race because at this point Vispa and Exp were at P10 and P11 and this kept them going. And here Vispa again with a mistake. It's very rare actually to see Vispa doing those mistakes in a race. Hi Darren. I saw you in the chat. Yeah, but yeah, here look at this. Like Vispa is actually a very strong, fast driver, very precise usually. But here he did a mistake again and actually enabled Exp to come back again on a... Oh, okay, this is personal. This is really getting personal. This is... Okay, this is a shame. I mean, I guess they won't race. I mean, I don't know if Exp is staying around for any sort of events in TSU, but... this is okay. This is very personal. Oh, damn. And then Vispa with the mistake because he went off the curbs over here. He went off the curbs. And then couldn't steer the car onto the track.
Yeah, but nice to see that he went instantly off the racing line.
Yeah. Here.
This is exactly what was
here.
Part of the rules. If
Yeah.
you're taking a penalty,
Yeah.
then move away
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
racing
true. And yeah, Vispa actually lost quite a lot of time and quite a lot of positions. He lost against Exp, that's one position, Radi and Frankie M.
Oh man, that's what is he doing, man?
Yeah, this is... Yeah, I don't know.
No, Whisper went off track there. I think he lost a lot of time.
Yeah, he lost a lot of time, and it's quite a shame for him. Now he had to fight back again because he was on a soft tire, and his soft tires were about to last a little bit longer than Exp tires. So now he's coming back again over here. Let's see. Once he comes back, we will look at them again. But meanwhile, let's go further up the field. Let's see. I think we had quite a few different battles as well with
I'm not
Igiava
sure
and
how much time Whisper loses here, but he's 10 seconds in the finish. He's around 10 seconds behind Kosandari P5, so he might even lose a prize position there.
Probably, yes. And here, in this case, I was watching. I had to rewind a little bit back into the time. I'll go back into the future. But Igiava actually was on a very strong pace in his second stint. Meanwhile, Hendrik in his second stint was underperforming, in my opinion, and Igiava was just all over his back, so to say. And I guess these small bumps and pushes, and I guess it started over here. This is a point that I remember as well. It started over here, those small bumps and pushes, and Hendrik as well was playing more roughly at this point. Here, you can see them being a little bit pushy, and Igiava was just strong on the soft tires. The soft tires were just working for him perfectly. But Hendrik was actually losing a lot of time, and he knew that. And maybe that is the reason why Hendrik actually was a little bit annoyed by Igiava bumping into him or being that strong. He wasn't probably expecting the soft tires to be that fast and that strong. And yeah, here, these small bumps they didn't help neither Hendrik nor Igiava, and meanwhile Cassandri was getting closer and closer and closer. So, meaning either they were losing a lot of time, or Cassandri just was having a strong pace in his stint, or in his second stint. So yeah, eventually Igiava will get past Hendrik, but Hendrik, I think, only because he went into the pits or something like that. Yeah, you will see all these small bumps. I guess Hendrik was having none of it and was actually waiting for Igiava to be attacked by Cassandri so that he can run away there for a little bit. This was also, and then here, I think here comes the attack from Igiava. Hendrik trying to do the defensive move. As soon as Igiava pulled out of the slipstream, he couldn't quite pass Hendrik that easily as he would have liked. Hendrik was still able to almost defend the position, and then Cassandri was all over Hendrik again. So there was no easy minute for Hendrik in this race from this point onwards, because Igiava passed him now, he was losing time, and then Cassandri being over there was not helping his race at all. Hendrik trying to do damage control as much as he could, but actually the race at this point, in my opinion, was already over for him. And yeah, maybe if he stayed a little bit more out of trouble and traffic, he could have had a better outcome for him. But with the small battles that he had and the small mistakes that he had during the race, I think it's a well-deserved also P6. I think he ended up being P6 at the end, or P5, I'm not sure, but something like that. And yeah, I guess he can be happy about it, since he started around that position, I guess. But yeah, let's go back to our friends over here at P10, 11, and 12. Vispa and Exp again fighting, trying their best to overtake each other. Vispa trying to align here for a move, but knowing now how Exp would maybe react to his attacks, is wise to stay out of any sort of battle and trouble. Let's see, they are now actually again at each other, and Exp moving past, running into Radi, pushed the pass in my opinion. Should have given the position back. I'm sorry, I know Exp is very new to the game, but this was sort of a push the pass. Should have given the position back, but I guess he saw Vispa in the background and was just not caring about anything else except. And then here, the same mistake as Vispa had it.
I think for his defense, he was in none of the practice races, and he was just lack of
practice. Yeah.
Experience the collision racing.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, like I don't wanna point fingers or anything else, but I guess even without that much experience or whatever, I would have expected to give the position back, since it was stated in the rules of this event that if that sort of thing happens, you should wait and give the position back. But I guess some people haven't read the rules, some people did read the rules.
That was a bit pushy.
Yeah. And then here Yuki as well. Like quite a few people actually made a mistake over here trying to extend the track as much as possible, but actually in doing so running wide and off the track. And then here Exp doing the same thing, running wide and off the track. Finally Vispa was gone, and now Exp is in the same sort of position that Vispa was in, only with the difference that Vispa now had a bit better tires and a bit more fuel in comparison to Exp.
He jumped on the curb there,
Yeah.
and then he lost the control, the grip.
Yeah, and as I said, Exp is now in the same sort of position that, and then here, damn, I'm gonna, just give me a second over here. I'm gonna enable the stream for you so you can see what I'm doing right now in Discord, McVision. So that your comments are not like 30 seconds delayed after my
Oh
me.
wait, maybe I have to.
Okay. I needed to have a sip of water. Sorry, guys. My throat is just dry. So yeah, and now you will see Exp having maybe a slowdown over here, and then yeah, he was battling Frankie and then got into the slowdown over there, which is not good for him. But yeah, Vispa now, or Exp being now in the same sort of position as Vispa was a few laps ago when he made a mistake and went wide into the second to last turn. But only difference now is that Vispa would have been still running a few more laps, and Exp would have needed to come in, I think, at the end of this lap or maybe the next lap, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, meanwhile, Hendrik falling down the order behind Kosandri right now, and here it was like very close at some. I thought like Kosandri might be behind Hendrik at the end of his pit stop, but actually Hendrik must have lost quite a huge chunk of time again to be behind Kosandri. And actually, yeah, Hendrik went into the pits for soft tires. Meanwhile, Kosandri was he switched back from hard tires to soft tires, and Kosandri was already at the soft tires when he overtook him. So yeah, that's the gain that Kosandri had. But now Kosandri has quite some new, like he has newer tires, fresher tires than Hendrik, so he will be running a bit. At least one lap longer than Hendrik. So Hendrik needs to clear Pro Poro in order to have a go on Kosandri and Igiava. I'm not sure if Igiava already had his pit stop, but he might have it now. And this is also quite interesting. Where is Igiava coming out? Igiava with a slightly longer pit stop. Maybe he is already preparing. If you compare now Igiava with 50% of fuel, and you have 42% of fuel for Kosandri, Igiava might have had slightly overfueled, like a few percentage only, and in order for him to have like a shorter last pit stop, I would say. But yeah, let's go. Now Kosandri passed him, and here we had this battle again between Hendrik and Igiava. This was quite interesting to see, and Igiava was not budging and bailing out there, trying to defend the position, but actually wasn't able to. Now, those three guys are on the same sort of strategy towards the end of the race. Only difference is that Hendrik might need to come in a little bit earlier and might have failed on his pit stop when he came from the hard tires onto the soft tires. In my opinion, Hendrik would have needed to go maybe 1 or 2 more laps on the hard tires if he had a bit more fuel in order to make it to the end with fresher soft tires. Now again, he had to endure the battle, the ongoing attacks from Igiava over here. And as Paladin said, very nice livery there from Igiava, this Chroma livery. Or Chrome livery. Meanwhile, Kosandari having a quiet race in the front, not bothering about the battle in the back, actually, for the time being. Meanwhile, Igiava pressuring Hendrik. Hendrik trying to close the distance to Kosandari, maybe trying to get some space there between him and Igiava with using Kosandari's slipstream, but it was quite difficult to get to Kosandari when Igiava was all over your car, so to say. I had overall softer strategy than Kosandari's. And then here, what was this? Let me see. Somewhere in this stint, I hit my second of 2 shortcuts slow down in this race. Luckily, I didn't. It didn't cost me too badly over here. Yeah. I noticed that as well, like that you had only, I think, at least once or twice. Like you had a very clean race in overall, looking at the race so far, and that's why I'm saying like a very quiet race, but also very strong race, very performant as always. Kosandari, one of the guys that actually improved a lot in the last couple of weeks. And over here we had a strange situation with OD girls. I think something happened. He went. What happened actually there? Wait, what? I need to go back here. Let me see. So he must have overfueled quite a lot there. Here, 80%. Strange. Strange to see this. Maybe he wanted to fuel a bit more to make it to the end so that he doesn't have to pit anymore, because he was on the hard tires and now was maybe calculating how much fuel he does need. Like it was around 5% of fuel per lap, if I'm not mistaken, 5.5, something like that. I know it says I have this info. I wanted a 2-stop. Yeah. Obviously, yeah. But yeah, you lost actually a lot of time. Read the chat. Yeah. Thinking of the possible meme video Frozen would make of this. Yeah. Yeah. This is quite good. So yeah. Over here, again, Hendrik and Igiava coming closer together as they wished like to be. So, and meanwhile, I haven't told that, but meanwhile, Grandi and Stealth running separate or different alternate strategies over there. For the first couple of stints, they have run the same strategy, and then I think at the second stint for Stealth and Igiava, Stealth and Grandi, Stealth went onto the soft tires again to then go onto the hard tires at the end, while Grandi went onto the hard tires and then went onto the soft tires at the end, which will make a difference towards the end. You will see that. And here is, I think here is the point when Kosandari struck the slowdown part. Yeah, here he got the slowdown. Now he's very slow, and now there is a huge gain for Hendrik and Igiava, and Hendrik must have been thinking like, come on, I'm so close to him, let me quickly grab his slipstream and run away from Igiava, hopefully. But I think Kosandari might be a bit stronger in terms of pace, which is quite nice to see. Hendrik, meanwhile, preserving eventually the tires better than any one of those around him, like 73% for Igiava, 61% obviously. Hendrik came in a little bit earlier, and 65 over here for Kosandari. And if you look at this, Kosandari came one lap after. Last lap has an interesting fight between Mike and Radi. Okay, thank you, I will look into that. If you look at this, Hendrik came 1 lap earlier than Kosandri and already had his tires preserved a little bit more than Kosandri. So, yeah, as I said in the beginning, Hendrik is one of the few guys that is actually able to preserve the tires the best during the race, even with a lot of pressure, he's preserving it better than anyone else. So in the meanwhile, or in the meantime, we had also quite a few interesting. I missed it already. I don't want to go back now, but a few laps ago, Charged was struggling here with overtaking that group of cars behind him, which are some of the back markers, and were the first ones to be lapped. As you see here, Mike Nike, Radi, Frankie M, and Angry Sim Racer, 4 cars already being lapped. Even 5 cars, or 6 cars being lapped already with Ihmalurko and Angry Sim Racer. But yeah, as you can see right now, I think now we will see another move from Exp over here, trying to eventually avoid the cars in front of him, and by doing so, went through the shortcut over there. And I guess now he had to defend from Angry Sim Racer, who immediately took the advantage over there and got Exp there. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what they mean in the last lap, like last lap in the race, or last lap that like prior to lap 29, like lap 27 or 8. I'm not sure. Last lap in the race. Okay. So yeah, let's see, where is Vispa now? Vispa running safely here in P8. Doesn't have to worry about the car behind him, Proporo, eventually, since Proporo is on a used soft tire, as well as Vispa, but Vispa's tires are a little bit more fresh, more preserved. Odie Girls running in on hard tires with being 7th, and probably, as he stated before in the chat, running towards the end with these tires. I'm not sure if that will help him in this race, but also Vispa is kind of strange that he is running on this soft tire, so it means that he might have been messing up something in his strategy, because he will need to come in at some point in the race, which might explain the battle between him and Proporo at the end, or him and whoever the other car was. Was it Yuki maybe, or some other car? I'm not sure. Maybe even Mike. But yeah, we will see that. And then here is also nice to see that Aradi and Frankie are still going for a battle over here. Frankie actually trying to be more conservative, and Aradi with the attack, last sort of ditch effort over here to attack from way behind, diving into it like Dave the Diver, and moving past Frankie. Frankie didn't expect that, to be honest. That's how it looked like. He didn't expect this sort of attack from. Meanwhile, we'll see Charge now going for his last stint in lap 30, so he's going to the end with these tires, and it will actually help him to stay in front of Grandi. Grandi would need to come into the pits at least one more time for the soft tires, as I stated before, and Stealth would need to come in for his. No, Stealth actually going to go to the end on these hard tires, but now is very much stuck here behind Igiava. Igiava would need to come into the pits one more time, at least, to actually be able to finish this race, as well as Kosandari. Meanwhile, Hendrik already went into the pits for a fresh set of hard tires, being passed by Odi Girls and Vispa. Hendrik, knowing that they will come into the pits, at least Vispa will come into the pits, so he has one car less to be worried about. But Odi Girls will go to the end and will have slightly more used hard tires. Oh, I do remember though that I once let someone pass and went off the road the next corner, so he was back 1-2 seconds behind me again. Okay. But yeah, I will look into the last lap definitely between... oh, there is another thing going on. I'm hearing some bumps over here. Let me see. Vispa and Odi Girls. Hendrik. Proporo. Ah, Proporo was the one. Oh, this is... Yeah, this is definitely hurting his race. He might have been a bit further up the field, maybe even in front of Yuki Boy, if this accident didn't happen, because Yuki Boy might come into the pits, might come into the pits at some point close to the end of the race. Let me quickly see what's going on. Somebody's texting me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Ah, damn. I lost control. Yeah. Okay, so... Where were we? So Vispa needed to come into the pits one more time. So that meant Odi Girls will inherit the P5. And Cassandra would need to pass Odi Girls. I think that will be a... easy task for him, since he showed already that he has that performance and the pace. But Hendrik was... I'm not sure about him moving past Odi Girls. I think it might happen towards the last laps of the race, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let's focus now on Vispa and where he might come out of. Was that a jump over there from Hendrik? I'm not sure. Like, there was some strange thing going on, if I saw correctly. Vispa now very much safely going through this. Oh no, it was actually a okay move there from Hendrik through this chicane. Yeah, I think after the first couple of laps where it was very heated against between Exp and Vispa, it calmed down a little bit, but eventually after the race they haven't forgotten about their duel, and yeah. So everything else now was coming down to the strategy between Stealth and Grandi, and Stealth being stuck behind Igiava over here meant that Grandi will definitely get P2. Now the question was, would Stealth overtake Igiava? That was one of the big questions. And of course Igiava coming into the pits, so yeah, Stealth would get his P3. Let me quickly check if Grandi was already in the pits. I'm not sure, but I think Grandi might have been just leaving the pits, or was it Exp? It was Exp actually. Grandi already passed the pit lane, and yeah, and is now only 6 seconds close to charged, but Grandi would need to come into the pits. Here we have him coming down towards Aqua Minerale. Eventually seeing Charged in the background disappearing, and Charged have a slight moment over here. has a slight moment over here. A rare mistake from Charged. He ran onto the, and this is what he maybe said when he was already feeling that he is getting tired after such a long race. For him, it was just maintaining P1 and not doing anything unusual. And now Grandi still going for one more lap, actually. Where is he? There he is. Like, he would need to come in after this lap. Very crucial moment in strategy between me and others battling P4. Yes, yes, yes. This was actually a very strong race from you, Igiava, as well. You were actually, without the fight between you and Henrik, you might have been way more up on the grid. Maybe you would have been now defending against Kosandari instead of attacking him or trying to close the gap towards Kosandari. But yeah, the biggest loss for you was actually the fight between you and Henrik. That is the moment where you lost a lot of time. And they have hearts. Yeah, that's also one of the big advantages. So yeah, these closing moments were actually quite interesting. Now Kosandari having the issue, or maybe not having issues with overtaking Ihmelurku. Ihmelurku probably saw him or heard him in the chat and actually yielded a little bit over there. And I think I saw the moment over there in the pits for Grandi. Now we see Igiava moving past Ihmelurku. Let's come back here to Grandi. He will eventually come into the pits as we are looking right now. And now let's see where Stealth is on the grid. Grandi already pitted, Stealth coming out. It's very close between the two of them, and for now it's looking as if Stealth has the upper hand. But again, in hindsight, we will see Stealth had one or two slight mistakes where he messed up the race. I mean, he was eventually delaying the inevitable, and the inevitable being Grandi passing him. And yeah, I guess Stealth wouldn't have had a chance there against Grandi. Maybe if he could have been out of the traffic a bit quicker, but that would I don't know. That would need to like for the back markers would need to they would have needed to see him, like he would have needed to have a lucky moment where he might have passed like one or two cars immediately from when he came out of the pits, but it didn't happen. So yeah, I guess Stealth also was unlucky in terms of strategy. Maybe if he stayed at the same strategy like Grandi, that he went for the hard tires when Grandi went for the hard tires, that could have helped him towards the end. But I guess he was just unlucky in the pits when he came in and stayed for a bit longer because he had a hard tire, so he needed a little more fuel. So he fall back into the clutches of the midfield and lost a lot of time by doing so. Now Igiava, great move on Kosandari, passing him with ease, especially with those soft tires, enabling him to do so. Now it would be interesting to see if Igiava can create a gap, because at some point these soft tires will start to struggle and then the hard tires will come back and be a bit better.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. I think if Kosandari would put his last stint a bit more cleaner down,
Yeah.
he had a chance for before.
Yeah,
Maybe he could have defended a bit better there.
Mm. And look at this. Look at this. Here he makes a mistake, and look how much time he loses. Actually, maybe 2 seconds even at the end of the straight. Like, because Igiava is immediately running away, and Kosandri being attacked even from Ihmelurku, but Ihmelurku knowing that he is being lapped, so he didn't take any risks. And then I don't know.
I
Like,
mean, Imelurko could have pushed past him a bit.
yeah. And then here, unlucky for Lurku, he was just maybe overexcited or whatever, and then went through this checkpoint, through the slowdown checkpoint over here, and then fell back towards here. He went through the slowdown, and then he fell back towards Hendrik, and I don't know. I don't think Lurku would have been a roadblock there for Hendrik. Here, he tried to stay out of Hendrik's way, so fair play to Lurku. Very clean racing. Very much appreciated as well. Lurku, obviously, being lapped, has no chance in scoring any sort of points, so he stayed calm and stayed away of any sort of big trouble. But here, this is the point. This is the thing I was trying to see on the track, because Stealth has made a couple of mistakes. I think it's in this lap over here. Oh, and actually in the corner before. Look how much Stealth loses time over here. Here, this is such a huge time loss through when he comes over this track extension over there. And also having here he lost so much speed for the main straight that Grandi was actually able to maybe catch some slipstream from Stealth and also get very close towards turn 1 and 2 to Stealth, closing the gap even more. Stealth probably already knowing what's coming, because he knows how strong Grandi can be, and Grandi and Stealth outside of this event are actually teammates in the TSU F1 Championship.
I think Stealth knew here that he was no chance. He has hard tires, and Grandi the fresh soft.
Yeah, he has fresh.
But to mention the outstanding pace of Charged is he was on used hards, a very long hard stint, and Grandi is now on softs.
Yes.
And this gap of 23 seconds stays until the end.
Yeah, it's.
And Grandi is not a slow driver.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, you have to know that. I don't know, like in sort of like if you would compare, like it would compare to the greatest of F1, so Charged and Grandi and Stealth, Hendrik even, like none of them, and Igiava and Kosandari, but like Charged and Grandi are, besides Frozeny, some of the fastest drivers in TSU, and you have to imagine that what McVision said, if Charged was on used hard tires, which are clearly underperforming and not as fast as the soft tires, then you have to imagine for him to hold that gap constant is huge. Like, he must have been from another planet. Like, it's like I don't know, like you can't describe it in words, the pace that he had. And if you look at of this race, like 43 laps, and he created a gap towards P2 almost by 30 seconds. It's huge. Like, I don't know, like, maybe with Frozeny in this race it might have been a bit different, who knows. But again, Grandi is not slow at all, and Stealth as well. They are one of those very precise drivers. They prepare well ahead of this event. They had probably more than like in the hundreds of laps done on this track. So yeah, congrats to Charged. Congrats to Grandy and Stealth for this outstanding performance, but Charged was just unbeatable tonight. It's amazing performance. Over here, Grandy is being stuck now behind one of the back markers. I think it's Radi. Radi maybe not knowing that Grandy is actually one of the leading cars. Now trying to do a slight defensive move over here. Let's see, but Radi is just staying on his line so far. Not trying to do any sort of shenanigans. Maybe an attacking move over here, but he will notice that Grandi is having a different pace, especially on those soft tires, and Radi being on the used soft tires. So yeah, he will notice that Grandi is not in his league eventually. But you said Mike Nike. Oh, Mike Nike, very strange strategy over here. His soft tires are definitely dying and are in the dying stages. He will probably end up being on the rims at the end of this race. That is the reason why Radi actually came into the position of attacking Mike in this case. Exp also very much on slow and used soft tires at this point, but luckily for him, oh, he's going actually into the pits, maybe going for the fastest lap, who knows. Let's see, what will he do? Does he switch to the soft tires? I mean, of course he has to switch onto the soft tires. Maybe even waiting for Vispa now. There is Vispa coming. Oh, he's waiting for Vispa. Who would have thought? Oh, there is Vispa actually on very used soft tires. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. Is Vispa going to attack him, even though he is definitely being one of the lapped cars over here now? Vispa, strong recovery from where he has been, and with all the bad luck that he had with driving straight and yeah. I don't know, why is Exp saying sorry? Did I miss something? Maybe he ran... Oh yeah, he ran into Hendrik and apologized. That's good. I mean, it was not intentional, definitely. He had the better tires, so his braking point was more on point than the one from Hendrik and the other cars running on used tires. So yeah, Exp had definitely the pace right now. But yeah, let's go see what's going on with Mike and Radi. Let's watch the last lap. And then we will rewind a little bit back. Joe Tyler. Thanks, guys.
It's charged.
Thank you. Oh, it's charged. Okay.
Charged JT.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense now. You deserved it, man. You deserved it. It's a very strong performance. You showed us one more time, like once again. I would have been surprised if it... Oh! That was quite the overtake attempt. Let's go back a little bit. So he had all the momentum and probably had quite a lot of slipstream to his disposal over there, and now misjudged this turn definitely, and then went straight into Mike Nike. Which
that wasn't on purpose.
This is clearly not on purpose. This was just a little bit more like he misjudged the turn over there. I wouldn't say that was on purpose.
Oh, Mike almost lost his position there. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh Mike.
Oh,
Your
this is a
tires went totally down. Oh, this is close.
this is a photo finish and a half.
That
Let's go back.
fight
Let's go
for
back.
P14.
Yeah. It's those very important positions in the back, as always.
Each position counts.
Yes, each it's at least this is for pride. This is like for all the glory, for all the pride in TSU here. But yeah, as you said, Mike almost lost the. This is very unlucky for Adi because he here.
Touched him, yeah.
Yeah, here it shows the experience. I mean, it happens even to seasoned TSU players, but this is very unfortunate for Radi because he touched the back of Mike's car. Without this touch, Radi would have been past him definitely.
Yeah.
Now he needs. Damn.
And I think he could even exit the slipstream a bit later.
Yeah. Let's go a little bit back here.
But this needs very good reaction and a lot of experience. Maybe with the top-down cam you can see that there's a bit more space to use the slipstream.
Yeah. I will go back. As Igiala mentioned.
There's a fight between Vispa and OD, I think, in the last lap too.
Yes, true. This is what I was going. I thought that was Vispa, but it was Hendrik actually. So yeah, OD had also like the better performing soft tires, and Vispa was struggling and trying to kind of preserve the tires as much as he can. OD even with the overfuel, OD had the better performance because this shows how good the soft tires can be even when overfueled. And OD
Imagine one lap more, and they would have closed up to expert.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been drama, I think.
Oh, Vispa had a mistake here. Oh,
Yeah, he went.
Cost him the position.
I mean, look at this. Like Vispa, here, he was sliding already, and that is the reason why he actually lost the position. Here, he was sliding already over here. There, here he starts sliding, and this is it. And this is what Radi needed against Mike Nike. Let me quickly.
Yeah, I mean 25% tires is.
Yeah, this is the wait, distance. Yeah, this is the difference between the two cars. Here it is. Yeah, and now when we go back to Mike Nike and oh no, there they are actually. If we go now back to Mike Nike and Radi, we will see the same sort of thing, but only Radi here had the unfortunate mistake that he touched the car from Mike Nike. So what was the key for disabling that? It was the prediction needed to be off. Yeah. So here you will see that actually the slight touch over here with Mike Nike. This was the maneuver that actually ruined his photo finish. Yeah. If he didn't touch Mike Nike's car, he might have overtaken Mike Nike with ease. Here.
And he could have turned out of the slipstream a bit later.
A bit later.
Tiny bit later.
Yes. And a bit closer actually to Mike because he went too far out on the outside line. Yeah.
Yeah, wait. It counts when the middle of the car crosses the line.
Okay.
Not when the top of the car.
Yeah.
That's
too much now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me quickly go back and try to hit it.
Yeah. I think it was a great race.
Great race,
evening.
great success,
Great success.
as Igiava would say.
And now we are very curious to see the new Imola.
So this is the new Miami, you mean?
Ah, Miami. Damn it.
Yeah.
First I said Interlagos, now it's
I mean,
Imola.
it's getting late, yeah. But yeah, now let's go and see at the new Miami track. Guys, thank you very much for participating in this awesome race. Thank you, McVision, again for organizing all of it. And also, thanks to all the participants. Thank you again, Paladin and Waffle. And I hope you had a great time in this race. And I hope to see you again, actually, on the track. New Singapore, where that might also come at some point, yes. But yeah, thank you for this race, and I hope you have had a very good time. McVision, if you want to say something, please
I
go ahead
already
and do
did.
so. Yeah. Okay. Then let's go into the. You will see how I finish or finalize this racetrack. So we have a upcoming F1 event on May the 1st, and it's in the TSU F1 2025 championship. So yeah, in order to have a proper Miami track, Liscomies did a great job back in the day creating the Miami track. Back then it was the state of the art with the tools that we have to our disposal. But we needed a new track, and Liscomies was a little bit of backing down on creating new tracks, and it would have been quite too short of a notice for him. So I decided, together with the people from the F1 community and TSU community, to recreate the track as best as I could. The pressure was high because, Liscomies' tracks are great and colorful and very much perfect. So I needed to come up with something that is hopefully matching that sort of performance from him. And I guess I have sent this track to a couple of people in the TSU community to just look it up and share some feedback with me in order to figure out any sort of bumps and things that might be on the track. So I'm very thankful for that as well. I'm gonna show you a little bit more around the track, if you can spare me some of your time. And here you will see some of the blue flags, the lights for the blue flags if people come out of the on the straight, and for the people coming out of the pits. So yeah, this is the track so far, with some of the corner cut preventions that you see on Imola and maybe some other tracks. In this case, this is the this shape, this half circle, and it indicates that there is like a slowdown prevention system. Also, these blue areas are degrading the tire a little bit more, and this light blue stuff even more, and it gives you less grip, gives you less steering input, same steering input but less grip and less brakes. So yeah, stay away from those. And otherwise, the track hopefully feels like the real deal. Obviously not everything is there, like the fences and the huge walls and everything, but apart from that, I tried to match the real life track and try to kind of give that feeling that you are racing in Miami, with all the bridges and with all the small bits and details that might be characteristic for the track. So yeah, I personally can't wait to race on this track to see how people will perform once it's uploaded to the hot lapping server, which will happen after my stream. And also here as well, there is some slowdown prevention stuff, so when coming into the pits. And also I tried to make this the pit stop or the pit section over here as narrow as possible, so that we don't see the things that Igiava did eventually in the Grand Prix of Legends, where he overtook on the right side through the pit. I mean, to his defense, there was quite some space on the right side, but here that won't help actually. So yeah, and this is usually the camera setting that I use for racing, yeah, you can maybe see the feeling now for this track a little bit better. Like you can get a feel for this track a little bit better when going around it. So yeah, I will definitely upload it right now. Just give me a sec to finish this lap, and then we have it on the hot lapping server, and I hope to see some good times over there. I'm definitely waiting for McVision, Stealth, Grundy, and Charged eventually to set the bar so that we can know if we are going to make it in Q1 or Q2 or Q3, who knows, because the competition is very high. So yeah, and not only that, but there is like also tomorrow, as you might have heard in the stream from Waffle and Paladin, you will see there will be a Sunday Cup event, which is, as the name says, every Sunday. It's hosted by Ande, the game developer, and yeah, it's starting at 9 p.m. It's more of an arcadish style. It's not as heated as maybe in the stronger in the competitive racing, but it's more like a fun event with all the different game modes that this game can have. I would, if you're interested, I would suggest to join that and to have some fun where you can a little bit cool down and eventually have a more relaxing night, more fun night with the community of with the people from TSU community, which are one of the reasons actually why I like this game as well. It's not toxic. It's very much friendly and also beginner friendly, and everyone is happy to help and give a helping hand in any sort of issues around the game that might arise, like, I don't know, setting it up or creating your first track, or, you know, yeah. And this is it. Like, I'm gonna now finish it up. You will see some speedrunning through the checkpoints eventually. And this is it. And I'm gonna upload it or rename it now currently to the Miami GP version 1.0. I'm going to save it as such, and that is it actually, guys. That is it. I don't know if you have some other questions or some other things that you would like to see. No, actually, this is, I have to save it, not load it. I almost did a mistake. So yeah, this is actually the track that we will see now in the hot lapping server, or on the hot lapping server, and no description. Yes, you're right. I need to load a description. Where is it? Where is my browser? I need to load it. Thank you, Gyava. Miami GP. I'm gonna load whatever is been shown on Wikipedia. And there it is actually. And it will be this. And then Miami history of hosting the race events dates back as far as early. Okay, I can take this one more sentence, and I hope it actually fits into the description. So, as far this is it. Like as far back as the Miami Grand Prix is a. Now I have to trick the game a little bit. F1 GP, which as far back as 1980s, as the early 1980s. This is it. There is no version prior to this one. Tags are serious, big, curvy, intermediate can stay uneven. Tags are okay. Now I have to confirm my checkpoints. Oh damn, failed speedrun. No, it's a good speedrun. It's live, it's
How
here.
dare you, with your experience.
And yes, I'm gonna share it now. It's public. Here you go, guys. Have fun with it.
Yeah. So, thanks for the stream.
Yeah, thank you guys for staying with me for this long. And I hope to see you again eventually around TSU. McVison, thank you again for everything that you did.
Yeah.
Yep. Have a good night, guys. Bye bye.
Yeah, see you.